What's going on, everybody? I have an echo because I have the video on in the background for some reason, but we're here. It's Heroes Con Talk. I have a whole bunch of guys waiting backstage to pop on here. I can't wait. I'm super excited. Before we do that, though, I'm going to play a disclaimer because I don't know what's about to happen in the next hour, 2 hours. I don't know what's about to happen.
The following program is rated TV MALS. It contains strong language and sexual situations. It is intended only for mature audiences.
And just because if I don't do it, he yells at me. Here's Otto holding a gun to Kevin Smith's back.
And go. Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and you're watching Three Men in a Basement. Take that from a former comic book man.
Love it. Awesome, dude. Thank you again. All right.
Pleasure.
But yeah, guys, welcome to Three Men in a Basement. I am Chinmo. I have full control over this tonight, so hopefully it goes smooth. If not, we'll see what happens. See you guys, some of you guys in the chat popping in here. This is going to be a full Heroes Con recap and everything else. And I'm just going to go ahead and just bring these guys in. I got a whole bunch of people. There's going to be people in and out throughout the whole night. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The 6 of us starting this thing off. Gentlemen.
Oh, sorry. I was reading my Heroes
Just
Con.
catching up on my Heroes Convention.
Hello.
Catching up on some good old times, you know.
Just checking that floor plan one more time, just to make sure you
I
know
was
everything's at.
reminiscing, you know.
Yeah. Gentlemen, welcome so much. Thank you so much for coming on here. I'm going to go really quick around the horn. I'm just going to start and go right around. So, Matt, welcome, my friend. First time on the channel. Thank you for coming
First
on.
time, yeah. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. And we got, I believe it's, is it Stan's X Factor Comics, I believe, over on the corner?
Yes, I'm thinking about X-Force next.
Okay.
But,
Right.
yep, that's right.
Yeah. No, Dan,
Yeah,
thank you so much.
pleasure to be
on.
here. Pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. Then we got down right below me down there. What is on the comic rack? What's happening down there?
There is hot humidity. It was as we drove back down from Heroes Con, my wife kept jacking up the air conditioner more and more.
Noah and I drove, and honestly, that second day back, we had the AC blowing, and it was horrible. Before I talk to this guy, I'm going to kick him backstage for a second. Yeah, I'll bring him back in a second before I get to Noah. Noah, what's going on?
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Excited to talk about an amazing Comic-Con that we all went to.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man. And then down in the opposite corner over there, Ryan, welcome, man.
Thanks for having me. We went to a comic convention?
We did.
I think honestly, I'm looking at it like an art
like a
convention.
year ago?
Yeah, it felt like it never even happened, honestly.
It really did. It did not feel that it was literally 7 days ago, and it did not feel like
That's
that.
true.
Crazy.
I agree with Matt. My wallet feels it. It definitely happened.
Yeah, it was very, very recent.
I don't even have a wallet anymore. And look at this guy. He didn't even come, but he's still popping in here.
What are you guys talking about?
Wallet problem.
Yeah.
We went to.
Did I, is that my fault?
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever it was,
Yes.
yes.
Whatever happened.
What are you
it's
guys
you.
talking about today? What's going on?
This is what happens when Otto's on vacation and still has access.
Talking about Stan's X Factor Comics.
Oh, all right, listen. What's up, everybody? I guess I'm not invited to the party, but I'll be watching, so have a great time tonight. I'm Otto and I'm out. We're literally out. So
Oh, man.
see you later.
It's good to see you, Otto.
All right, good talking, everybody. Have a great time tonight. Shane, you can kick me out now. Go ahead. I know you love to do it.
I do like to kick you out, so see you, buddy.
All right, later.
Well,
I feel like I have to address Stan's X Factor Comics right here.
Okay.
Because that's
Right
two.
off the
You
bat,
guys in
I
the
love
first couple minutes, you guys throw this out at me. So Noah, Broke Boy Comics. So this is the first time, actually I had met you at Terrificon, but we didn't really hang out. We just in passing, just hey, what's up, Noah, Broke Boy Comics, what up? But this time, we were hanging out a lot, in a smaller group. So I was oh man, I know we were talking a little bit, and I was you got to remind me your name. I know I know you on Instagram. It's but I know that it's what is it? Poor Boy Comics. I know it's that. And you were well, no, it's Broke Boy Comics, and it's Noah.
very
And
close.
everybody gave me shit.
You were close.
And I was close. Everybody gave me shit, and then I was dubbed, I think, by Rohan back in the game comics. Stan's X Factor comics at that point. So that stuck, and yeah.
I think I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Mike Lunch Money, who we might be seeing a little later, has that on video. So I hope it makes it into the video.
Oh, good.
Oh,
okay.
does
Well,
too.
if he ever, if he says that he's struggling to put anything together because there's so much footage, right? So we'll see.
What you have here, Dan, is a glorious opportunity to milk this into a character that you could bring to life in content. You know, an alter ego.
Yeah, the alter ego. Yeah.
I'm the million idea man, and like there's a lot that was on footage that's very embarrassing.
So we'll hope that it doesn't make the cut. I think I dabbed on accident. So sorry. I thought it was 2012 or whatever still. So whenever that was popular. I don't know.
There's a video of you. I don't know who has it, but you are like fully spread underneath a table digging, and it's
Ryan's got that.
You know what? It's kind of more.
Out.
I caught the tail end, like he's literally just coming out from like under the table. But I wish I got it right when I spotted him, because he was literally like mining in a tunnel under the table, and it was awesome. Like there's no limit to Dan's digging, which is I actually commend it. I commend it because I ain't getting down mode. I ain't getting down.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
Thank you.
So before we kind of get into it, really quick for everybody in the chat, the show is going to be us talking a lot of stories about what happened down there, showing off some stuff that we picked up. I guess the first one of the nights, we're gonna be probably doing it all night. I'm gonna very quickly highlight myself to show something off very quick.
Highlight this guy, man.
Throughout this whole thing, if you are in the chat, I'm gonna do a giveaway. It is gonna go to someone live in the chat. All you have to do is just type something, hi, hello, anything. I'm gonna do a classic wheel of names, just like old school giveaways here, and shout out to Comics Curing Cancer. I went to their booth and I bought one of their awesome, amazing art books to give away to someone in the chat tonight. I think there's 20 something artists that worked on this book. The cover is David Sanchez. Yeah, David Sanchez. They only printed 300 of these. You're going to cool magnet to go with it, which is awesome. I'm going to throw that in there for you too. But yeah, awesome book, awesome art. So yeah, just type something in the chat. I'm going to put you guys on the name in about an hour or so. I'll spin the wheel, give it away. I'll ship it out to you sometime next week. So I'll remind you again, probably in like 20 minutes. But there you go. Awesome giveaway for tonight. And it's going to be fun. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys popping in the chat. Thank you. And let's just dive into this. Was it all of our first time? Were we all HeroCon versions, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, it's mine for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, we have there's a few other people joining us later that I know it wasn't their first time, but I got to tell you, I've done many cons, not just just cons in general. I've been doing them for years and years. This one was a fucking blast. It was so much fun. I always say that Terrificon is my favorite show of the year, not because it's an amazing show, which it is, but because of the atmosphere and everything that kind of surrounds it. And this show had the same exact vibe, and I loved it. It was so good. It had that kind of everybody in the community, all the artists are at the same hotel, everybody's hanging out after the show. It had that same kind of sense of like, yeah, you're there for a common reason, but you're there to see your friends hang out and enjoy what you love. And the fact that there's 2 shows out there like that makes me so happy.
Yeah,
I was really surprised. Go ahead.
You had all the comics that you could look through and still not see everything in 3 days. But then, so when that's over at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, depending on the day, now you got the whole evening to hang out with the people that you wanted to see in the first place. And so it just starts a whole new day in the same 24-hour period. It just had it all. It all worked perfect.
And what makes that so easy is that we're all, like, everybody's staying at the same hotel, which is right across the street. So, like I had always expected, if you go to a comic convention in another city, you are going to stay at random hotels all over the city. You got to, catch a ride to each other and everything. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and it was cool that a lot of us were on the same floor of the hotel, which was
by just happenstance. I don't think we even planned it.
No, not planned whatsoever.
I think Ryan had hooked it up. He requested other people.
Not for Chimo and Noah, like
stalker
that,
style.
That was just serendipitous. But Dan, Rohan, and Mike, when I went to the desk to check in, I said, "Could you put me on the same floor as those guys?" So
yeah, that was perfect.
But, we were all literally like neighbors.
Yeah, literally. I think there was a room between all of us. Like
poor bastard.
2 doors down, 2 doors down. It worked out just great because Ryan, as I said earlier, was very gracious for hosting most of us because he had the big couch and everything, and it was great. He literally door dashed a poor man on a bicycle full of Rolling Rock and waters.
An order that took everybody on this. Well, Dan wasn't there yet, but it took the rest of us to go downstairs to get this order. The poor guy.
It did.
I'm thankful for that. I consumed some.
Yeah, we all left to go get it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I did leave some beers. I left some beers behind, but
the maid's got to get some kind of tip.
Yeah.
I can only imagine when I've never worked at a hotel, but the stuff that they must find that they're just like, well, this is mine now, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I left my ribs in there. So
spectrum from awesome to gross.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They find it all, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What did you leave, Dan?
Oh, I left my tasty ribs in there, so I hope they're happy with that.
Yeah,
I just grabbed everybody's leftovers on the last night. You gonna finish that? And piled it on in, and then into the fridge. Totally forgot about it the next day.
Was
Sorry.
that slice of pizza you guys got me that I didn't have. That also got left behind.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that's right. You don't like tomato sauce. I learned.
Yep.
I think we all learned a little bit about everything this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan, we didn't
even get our souls, really.
Oh.
We didn't even get any footage of me and Dan and Rohan leaving Friday night to go walk to we went to Whole Foods. Is that where we got pizza?
Oh yeah. That if you're with Rohan, he's going to Whole Foods. That's
I mean, luckily, what half a block down the street.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was a big one too.
Yeah, it was very convenient. Everything was. We never had to leave the block really.
Yeah, I think I only left the block really once. Set Friday night, but then we did some traveling, Lord of the Rings Trek
when
style.
We decided to take the ring to Mordor.
In reality, it was like 3.5 blocks, but it was hot. We were tired from the con, and it felt like we were going to Mount Doom.
Are you talking about when we did like the whole meetup?
No.
The bar, or where did you guys go?
It was Thursday night.
We went on this.
Oh, okay.
This quest to find a regular bar pub place to eat, and basically we trekked.
It was 3 blocks away.
Yeah,
because I mean, to be fair, there was 3
blocks away. It was more than 3 blocks away.
It was like 4.5. Yeah.
Okay.
But
it was several miles.
The word.
And I know Ryan's dogs were barking all week.
The dogs weren't barking yet. Because that was the first night I hadn't done anything. It was just hot. It was a long walk.
All right.
We hear Timo say several times, it's up here. It's right up here. It's right up here. And so
we'll keep it moving.
One block after another.
Technically, it was just up there.
He didn't lie, but
yeah. But no, it was fun. It was a cool little bar. We hung out, got some food, got some drinks. Terry was hanging out. He's usually in the chat. I'm sure we'll see him in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that was like I always like the night before the show because it's kind of like everybody, not everybody's there yet, but a few people are in. You get to hang, kind of
the buzz is going.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the calm before the storm, because it was a storm of a show in the best way possible. It was so much fun because I think all of us, for the most part, were in there like as soon as we could Friday morning and literally just kind of hit the ground running. You know? Yeah, absolutely crazy. But
and we all did different stuff. We all did completely different things. And I don't know about you guys, but like I just barely got through and still didn't get to do everything that I'd hoped to do.
I think we all went in with at least some sort of checklist or order that we needed. I think most of which was somewhat accomplished, some of it not. But overall, I think it was a very productive, expensive weekend.
Yes.
How many people went over budget? They set themselves a budget and then went over.
I actually didn't.
I went way under. I came home with like a lot of money, and I'm kind of excited about it because it just means I get to spend it at Terrificon.
And you did check a lot of boxes too.
I checked boxes, but I will say, like, I felt like low key overwhelmed, to be honest. And I think that just like seeped into my like I got gun shy. Like usually I'm not shy about spending money, but like for some reason at that show, like after I kind of like nailed down some of my big stuff, like I just really was like hesitant.
There was a lot.
There was
a lot there.
There were so many booths. I didn't know. I went to one and I was like digging a little bit, and I kept looking over at the other one, and I'd go to the other one. And after about 3 or 4, I said, I got to stick with one. And for about 2 hours, I went through every single thing that person had because it was too much ADD going on. There's too many shiny objects. There was just so much everywhere that you can easily get distracted and get overwhelmed by there.
I think
we kept backtracking.
Possibly the only person that went to every booth might have been Noah in his quest for his book.
Almost. I did give up towards the end though, but I pretty much hit every single comic book booth that they had there. Yeah.
Did
I wish
you?
I was able to dig more, but
it was a challenge. Yeah.
Noah, did you hit
a lot.
The $25 slab place that Cliff on Comics found? Did you hit that place?
$25.
Oh, the mystery bags?
The mystery bags?
He just had slabs, and he had just boxes and boxes of slabs for like $25 a piece.
No, I did not.
See, in my head, I feel like I covered that entire floor, and I'm still like, I don't think I went there. I don't know where that's from.
Or I missed that area. Like I went to every booth, but I definitely missed a lot that
the booth had to offer. Yeah.
He was packing up on Saturday. It seems like he was only there Friday and Saturday. And Saturday he was packing stuff. And he's like, yeah, just all this stuff's $25 a piece. And they were just ants just swarmed, and people were just going through stuff as fast as they possibly can. He had some good stuff in there. He had like a first appearance of Alpha Flight. It's like a 9.4, I think, for like $150. And I picked it up, and he said, oh, I'll negotiate that. So there was stuff in there to be had.
I hope you got that.
I didn't. I got something else. Giving me $50 to go and get something from that spot, and for somebody else. And I mean,
that's the kind of booth you want to hear, though. Like, hey, I'll work with you on that. Yeah. Like, awesome.
That was most booths at this show, but like you're saying, Mr. Akins, like I do remember seeing an empty booth, I think on Sunday, so maybe that's the one I missed. But yeah, I did find a $20 sketchbook box, or like it was like sketch covers that were already drawn on and everything. I found that on Thursday, and then it was pretty much gone after Friday.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, the booth, the $1 bin, $3 bin booth that we hit. That's actually the only time I really went like. No, I went digging, but like digging. Yeah. And it was great. I picked up a nice little stack of books, but then the rest of it was a lot of money books.
Those sketch covers at that booth, did they come out of a collection, or did you know?
I had no idea. It was all different artists, all different characters. I mean, it definitely could have come out of one collection because I think there was a lot of DC in there, but there was also like some Marvel here and there. So I'm not really sure though, but I picked up a pretty cool piece from that box. So
I
show it off. I know it's right there.
I saw that he had some on the wall, and I said, "Hey, where'd you get these from?" He said, "Oh, I got them out of a collection." So I guess pretty soon people are going to start picking up collections, and there's going to be sketch covers in these collections that people start picking up if they're selling.
Absolutely.
And he had a bunch of them on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's see it, Noah.
For
highlight that
$20.
guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. What are you doing, Noah?
Highlight.
Come on, man. Give me 30 seconds here. Come on.
Highlight this guy, man.
Oh, there it is.
Wow.
So that's
That's a
like
sketch,
original
huh?
art on there.
Yeah, that was a blank cover before, and now it's a beautiful like
Wow.
Paul Dini inspired Harley Quinn. Yeah.
I would say it looks like it almost looks Bruce Tim-esque, and I kind of love it.
That's what I mean. Sorry, Bruce Tim.
Yeah.
I don't know.
well,
what Paul Dini's
Paul
the
Dini,
writer of the shows and everything. Yeah.
Thing.
I was somewhere there, but no, it's freaking awesome.
Wow.
It's like I think it's like paint. I think it's paint. It's
yeah,
not
you
like,
can see like that. There's like detail on the light shine on her costume.
Yeah, here,
that's great.
See it on the top loader. It might be easier to see, but maybe not.
Lighting, man. Lighting's a bitch.
Yeah, I know. Especially when we got
But I know with this original art, like you see it in person, it just pops out so much more than what you
really
can see
does.
on the screen.
It's just it's clean. Yeah.
It's almost like a disservice to like show them on camera because it just doesn't do it justice every time.
Wait, this wasn't one that you picked up at a $20 for $20, right? You got this done, like?
No, this is the one I bought for $20.
No way. That's so sick, dude.
That probably
you got so many good deals then.
Probably ran somebody at
so many good art deals. Wow.
$150.
Oh, that's a minimum of $100.
Definitely.
No
and
doubt,
I can't figure out who the artist is. It's like Mike Diazza or something like that. And there's a lightning bolt at the end, or maybe it's Espiaza. It's like really tiny. I can barely even tell what it is. But I'm gonna do some more digging, like research, and try to figure out who it is. But
I'll say if not, Noah's gonna have a video. Check it out. He'll have a close up of it. If you know who it is, let us know.
yeah, absolutely. I took a video of that entire sketch box, even though it's all gone now. But you get to see what was in there. I saw some stuff for
cool.
Roger. If he's watching, there's a few Roger pieces in there.
I believe he is because he's been texting me through this show. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's a few pieces he would have liked in there.
Oh yeah, you actually pull them out. You're like, hey, this is for Roger. I'm like, wow, that is right up Roger's alley, and he knows exactly.
What is it, like smut? What is he? What is he like?
It was some busted
borderline.
Okay, yeah, all right.
The man has some taste, you know.
He does.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. But that was just Thursday digging through stuff, and
yeah,
it just went.
I think
it
most
just
of my
went
books
from
I
there,
picked
man.
up Thursday.
I thought I picked up most of my books Thursday, which I did pick up like a few, but then I think the majority of my stuff was Sunday pickups, if I'm being honest, other than the art. I picked up a lot on Sunday. We should have me and Noah stayed till basically after close.
Yeah.
And
because we helped Josh clean up.
Yeah, we helped. Yeah. Buzz Comics, we helped
why
break
we were
down.
there.
Yeah.
Not why we're there, but it was a reason we were there.
But I think we both at the very last minute were like, hey, we have some money in our pocket. Let's each go make some big purchase. And we did.
Yep.
At the
right
end?
at the end. Right at the end.
Right at the end. Everyone was already gone, so I'll show you what I got since you guys haven't seen it, but not right now.
Okay.
We'll
all right.
do it later. We'll do it later.
Yeah. My man dove down a rabbit hole and he dove hard. Yeah, which was awesome.
You know what I regret not getting, Dan? Dan will know there. That Wolverine Cap 100 homage signed by all those guys in the signature series. It was at same group that you bought the.
Yeah, they showed it to us and it was like super cheap, but it looked so cool. Yeah,
but it was signed by like Frank Miller.
I thought he said like 150 or so. It was like kind of like a spontaneous buy. Was that right? Okay.
I was considering it. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? You left with some money in your pocket, which doesn't usually happen at a con.
I left
and
with
now
a lot of money in my pocket.
you already kind of know what it's going to go to, right?
I mean, yeah, like Terrificon, more.
There you go.
More commissions. Hopefully, on my actual champions that didn't actually start this. On this.
Yeah, you should tell your situation, your big plan that was foiled.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to highlight you because it needs to be highlighted. But I don't want to say
I got nothing to show. I highlight nothing.
Well, it's worth.
Highlight this guy, man.
Maybe.
It's hard. I have to guess. I can't see where people are on the screen. I have to guess.
See this awesome commission that could have been, but isn't there.
But no, I mean, you tried.
I tried.
I think a lot of people don't understand this when they're trying to go get commissions at the show, which you have to do with some artists. Some artists don't do pre-shows or bring stuff home. You kind of just have to hope for the best. And it doesn't always work out, unfortunately, you know?
Yeah, so
even when it's your first choice.
Yeah.
I'm starting a jam piece. It's gonna have Colossus. I talked about it on my pre-Heroes Con stream, but it's gonna have Colossus from different eras, different costumes and stuff. And I wanted the legendary Art Adams to do the main kind of classic Colossus right in the middle of the piece. And I dropped it off. I was like one of the first ones in line on Friday. Dropped it off with them, got on the list, and they kind of said, like, look, there's no guarantee. He doesn't like go in order either. He just kind of like picks and chooses off of like a list of like 20 to 30 people. And he kind of gets to what he can get. He said, like, it kind of depends on how many signatures he's got to do through the week and stuff like that. So kept checking in all weekend. No updates. Sounded like he, went home after the first day, or went back to the room after the first day and just went to bed instead of doing commission work. And anyways, so ended up not getting it, along with like a bunch of people didn't get their commissions, but one did. Dave from Still Only 35 Cents.
I saw that he posted that, and I was like,
commission.
oh, he.
So
he
I'm happy. I'm happy he did. The good thing is I do have a second chance at art because he's going to be in Toronto in August after Terrificon for the Fan Expo here. So I'm going to try one more time.
There we go.
Unless something else pops up, maybe a Terrificon. There's like a bunch of guys at Terrificon I want to get, so I'm actually like kind of nervous because I'm not going to probably be able to get them all.
Not with that attitude.
We'll see. I'm going to try to get one in advance, but I have to see.
Who's the top of your list at Terrificon? What that money you didn't spend at this one? What's it going to be spent on?
So this is the other side of this story with Art Adams, is that he had my piece all weekend, and I could have gotten more done on it had I had it. I just kind of took the shot. He didn't do it. I wish he could have just said, like, yeah, it's not going to happen earlier on, and I could have at least got somebody else. I talked to Greg Land. I talked to Greg Land.
You went to him, yeah, at
the show, and I basically showed him the piece, and he said he could do it, and we talked about bringing it to him on Terrificon. So I am going to bring it to him, but he was like, bring it to me the first day. I'll do it overnight on the first day, and then you can get it back the next day. But I really want to get Mark Silvestri if I can, and so I'm going to see if I could get it to him in advance or something. The thing is kind of a big piece, so it's kind of hard for these guys to like take it with them or mail. You know what I mean?
Shipping be a little expensive.
Yeah, I don't mind the shipping. It's more than like I even offered Greg Land, like, if you could take it now, you could. But he's like, I don't have a way to like take it with me. So, because it's kind of like in this bigger folder thing. So, we'll see. But I also want to get like Ron Garney and Scott Hanna. So like, there's 4 guys all at the show in Terrificon, and I don't know if I'll be able to get them all. So, but I could have also got Scott Hanna at Heroes had I had the piece. So,
it's true. But you know what? Plans for Terrificon, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
but if I can get one of them, there you
go,
beforehand, then I could hopefully maybe nail all 3 like one day after another. But it would depend on how long Silvestri would need.
Stressful.
So just messing beforehand.
I'm going
to. This guy, I believe he was. I don't think he is anymore. But I don't think he brought enough ice cream to share.
No. I was wondering if Dave was watching me behind the scenes, just mowing down some ice cream.
I did. I was like, "Oh, that looks real good right now."
So good. I just got done DMing for a bunch of 12-year-olds, so I needed a sugar hit. So how you guys doing?
Good, man. Welcome. Appreciate you coming on, man.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. We're literally just kind of going through the weekend, talking about it. We're going to show off some stuff in a little bit, but we're hanging out. We got this awesome giveaway that I'll give away in a little bit. So if you guys haven't heard, just keep chatting in there, and everybody in the chat, I'm putting on a wheel of names, and we're just going to spin it in a little while.
Good. It's a good channel name, Akins. I kind of like that, actually.
Ice cream money.
Alter ego. Alter ego.
But yeah, we talked about a little bit of the downside with Ryan, unfortunately, not getting his jam piece started. But what is it? Month and a half? We got.
But I will say, I'll just say, that. Although that was a little bit of a bummer right at the end of the con, overall amazing, and I knocked out some pretty big stuff too. So, happy. I'm still happy.
I completely agree, man. I gotta tell you, I don't think there's one person here or at that con, or if you were at that con and you feel like, hey, this place sucked or it wasn't good or all this, you just weren't doing it right. I'll say it. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Yeah. I'm gonna say white paper, maybe black, depending on what kind of ink they're gonna use. But no, you want something thick.
Yeah. A good thick stock, preferably like an illustration paper that you could get from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, whatever art store you got near you. You can also go on Amazon or just somewhere online. You can actually get comic book illustration paper, like the ones that the pros use that have like the blue line outline and stuff like that. It even says like comic book whatever.
I think they come in like packs of like 20 or 25.
Yeah, so you can get that too, and then it's actually like kind of in the standard form, and it's got that little added touch with the borders and stuff that makes it feel almost like it's a piece of original art, like published or something like that. So you can do that too.
There you go.
Or just be like me and just put it on a sketch cover.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's super popular too. Sketch cover, or get a sketchbook like some of our friends.
Sketchbook. Yep.
Matt, Rohan, they have sketch cover or sketchbooks going too, which is really cool.
The only downside to a sketchbook, similar to your jam piece, is once you give it to an artist.
Yep.
That's
they got it
hope
until
for the
they're
best.
done, right? Or they don't do it.
Yeah, you got to kind of hope for the best.
Yeah. But I would say most artists can just bang it out literally while you're standing there. Like, that's
Finch does that.
Yeah, totally. And so does mostly every artist that Rohan went to at Terrificon basically did that. Sometimes you could leave it with them maybe at the end of the day overnight and pick it up in the morning type of thing. But most artists, unless they're like really sometimes the biggest ones that like take time, like Art Adams or something, that's really the only time I think you run into that issue.
Yeah. But Mike, we were talking how this was all of our first time down there. From someone that is in the similar, area as myself and Noah, what did you think of this North Carolina con? / you guys also did a little day trip to South Carolina because it's like right there, right? Yeah.
Right, we did. It's the biggest show I've ever been to. I know that's probably saying something. I've been to a lot of shows, but I mean, big in terms of just like floor space. It's insanely big, maybe even too big. There's a lot of walking and a lot of navigating to try to find people. And after 3 days, I know there's sections I never ever saw. Like I bumped into Michael Dooney at the auction, and he told me where he was, and I was like, I never went back to that section at all. It's just insanely big. I don't think you can hope to see it all. But what's really cool about it, it is a comic book show. It is 99% comics and comic creators. So it's, the shows that we like, all killer, no filler. You don't have a lot of the other, there's some toys and, like minifigs and Funko Pops, but for the most part, 99% comic books.
It's all comic adjacent.
Comic adjacent, and it's the largest one you could possibly go to. So from that point of view, it's just incredibly impressive, if not exhausting, Anybody that you want to see is there. So I was pretty blown away, and I knew going into it, that's what everyone told me it was going to be like. But even then, I think I underestimated the actual floor space. That being said, one thing you didn't really see, despite the fact there was 1 million people there, they space it out so much you don't feel claustrophobic or crowded. A lot of times you go to shows like there was days on Terrificon, like I just need to get out. I'm like, I can't. This is nuts, right? I was kind of getting claustrophobic. You don't really get that there because not only are the aisles really wide, they do a great job at Heroes of staggering the lines. So like there's gaps whenever there's a cross section. There's someone there saying, no, you need that gap for people. Yeah, you may be waiting in a long line, but you never feel tight in. So I'm very impressed by that. I expected it to be way more crowded, but again, the sheer size of the con floor kind of makes it so. Yeah, you'll walk a lot, but you'll never feel claustrophobic. So that is absolutely impressive. The names there, of course, impressive. Like any big con, the books, you can find any big book you want, 10 copies of it. The prices are high, but you can shop, you can hunt around, and all of us, I think, are pretty good hunters. And I think everyone came away with good deals if you're willing to look. So that comment people say, like, the books are expensive, kind of falls on deaf ears for me. I'm like, don't buy it. Just walk down to the next thing. When it's that big, you're going to find someone with the book you're looking for and get a good deal. Dan, you got a fantastic deal on Hulk 181, because you shopped around, you negotiated. So there's deals there. You just got to walk around this massive floor to find them.
And that's like every show. I mean, there's dealers that are there to show stuff off, and then there are dealers that are there to work some deals.
That's it. Yeah, you just gotta search around. You gotta walk a lot further at this con to find those deals and search around. But I got a great deal on a book. Same thing. Couldn't find the price I wanted, and then all of a sudden, poof, there it was. Great book, great price, and because I didn't jump at the first option. So yeah, crazy show. It's absolutely insane. I'd go back. I absolutely would. There's other shows I want to see probably first, but twist my arm if I want to go down and get some good Southern cooking and see a big comic show. That's where I'd go.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
speaking to the just if I can jump in, the prices about like the con prices. You're right. Like so many dealers were very high priced, and you can tell, just like Noah was saying earlier, that you can tell kind of who's willing to sell by once you look at their prices. You go, okay, and the first thing they tell you when they show you is like, negotiable on the price, or don't ignore the price. But then other people, they will say, what? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't see this like flaw, and they're like, oh yeah, it's that's accounted for. It's priced accordingly. And then you're like, okay, like we can move right along right here. So you kind of exactly know who's there, just like Mike said, to show off and who's there to actually sell. But they will start that price really high, right?
Yeah. I always like to call them the museum booths. They're there to show off some stuff. Yeah. Are they going to get one or two people to bite? Sure. But like, they're not there to actually like sell books. Or if they are, come on.
Yeah. So you say the word museum. There was one booth that was the group. It was a family, I'm assuming, that I've never ran into anything like it in my life. It was an older guy and his two daughters that are about my age, somewhere in their 40s, late 30s or something. But these three, they knew everything about every comic book question that anybody was asking them. They knew everything about their entire inventory, and they had two booths that were back to back. So they were working a 360 angle on everybody. Mm-hmm. And whenever I asked, hey, they had a first appearance of Gambit up on the wall, and I was like, do you mind if I get a little closer to take a look at it? And the lady was like, baby, get up there and take it off the wall. If there's something that you want to look at, just take it off the wall and look. Well, I was with my buddy Jim, and he was like, there's an Amazing Fantasy 15 up there. Do you mind if I take a look at it? And she was like, baby, this is not a museum. If you're interested in it, go take it off the wall and take a look at it. And let's see if we can work a deal. We want to get rid of all this stuff. So I was like, man.
Yeah, people were really approachable, really easy to talk to. Yeah.
Speaking of people easy to talk to, how about these two gentlemen right here?
Hey guys.
The new owners of Brute Force #1. I can't believe it.
I'm rock star.
There they are.
On command.
They had them
back
ready.
To back.
I will always have this
yeah.
ready. So the reason why I had that ready is because Chinmo and Noah were there when we found it. And you guys,
I was so happy to see when y'all got those.
You guys can vouch for this. We were more excited than we thought we were going to be.
It was literally two children on Christmas morning.
Oh man, like one of the best why moments. It's the best the state of the end, right? Because you miss stuff like that.
Noah and I literally just happened to be walking by and we saw them. We were talking, and we were talking with Haig, and all of a sudden Nate comes up. He's like, hey man, I got this for you. And they flip it around, and it's the two brute forces, and It was so genuinely nice to see.
I believe what I said was, "Hey, bitch, I love you," but
yeah,
the sentiment was there.
It was so good, and the fact that like that book alone, if you guys go back and watch on Ryan Colossus Collector's channel, he did a pre-show for Heroes, and we were all talking about things that we kind of maybe were hoping to pick up, and Brute Force #1 happened to be on these two gentlemen list down here, and what we're talking about the last 20-ish minutes of the show, mission accomplished.
It was the last thing that we got at the show.
Were you waiting for Dave to come back or something? Wasn't that the deal?
Yeah.
Something like
and
that, yeah.
You were very close, Mr. Akins. You were right there too.
My favorite part on that story was watching on Nate's show or Nate's video this morning when he finds it. He's thinking, "Oh, Hagen's going to be disappointed because I'm buying this book." And he finds another one. He's like, "Oh, great."
Well, we were waiting for Dave, and I was like, "I'm gonna go dig," and we just got done talking about how tired of digging we were, and Hagen was like, "Oh, I can't." I was like, "I don't know what else to do," and yeah, just lucked upon those.
I must have had it 3 times over the weekend. Hey, you find it yet? You find it yet?
You did. You weren't the only one.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm sure it wasn't.
Roscoe kept asking too. You get it? You get it? No, I don't have it.
That's sorry. And it for such like a. I guess that is like the definition of an oddball book, and the fact that it came down to the wire, I'm just so happy for the two of you. It was so nice to see.
Such a genuine moment. It was so great.
Yeah, it really was.
Both of you were like, the one disappointment we would have had for Heroes Con is that we didn't find this book, and then all of a sudden there it was.
That we were not an hour before we found it. That is a sentence that we said. And it's so funny to me that people are like I just picked up a Hulk 181. You know, DJ Lynx last year had that video where he walked out with an Amazing Fantasy 15, and he did not look as happy in that video buying an AF-15 as I felt when Nate handed me that book.
Oh man, it was literally like there was a lot of fun that weekend and a lot of cool things. We saw a lot of amazing things, art, books, people. That might have been my favorite moment from the weekend, if I'm being honest. It was just so genuine. Yeah. It was so genuine. But I mean, speaking of some pickups, you guys, you got your books. Anybody who here picked up something? They had their. I know everybody went down with a checklist. Anybody cross anything off that checklist? Other than Brute Force 1.
I checked off a couple things. Yeah,
did you?
I did.
I mean, Dan, I don't know if you want. I know you also picked up a big book. I know you don't have it with you because you have. Really, honestly, I think you should get the cat back and go full Stan's X Factor Comics, like the evil version.
Yeah. Well, it's a tiny dog, by the way.
Oh,
so
okay. I thought it was a cat.
Let's clear this up. So I didn't have any plans on like specific pickups. I was like pretty much just digging for Mark Jewelers the whole time. And when I had seen but it's always been on my list, the Hulk 181. I've never owned a copy, and I'm looking for an upgrade of giant size X-Men too. So for the last couple of years, I've been looking for that. And I had even bought last year a Hulk 181 online, and it had color touch on it. I had to return it. And it was raw also, and probably like about a 5 or so. And this one that I was looking at, I was actually looking at one guy had an $1,800 one that was also about a 5. And I had looked just kind of at the book, held it, and kind of decided, okay, I'm going to get a closer look tomorrow morning on Saturday morning. And then when I had gone back there Saturday, they had a third, like they had like 5 Hulk 181s, but 3 raw copies. So they had a new raw copy that was priced at $2,200, and that one looked so much better than the other one I had looked at. So I was, ready that was about the price range that I was hoping to spend, just like at the low 2,000. But so yeah, I just took a look, and it just looked almost too good to be true. I felt like they weren't really letting on about, something. Like they were just kind of quiet when I would ask, like, what's wrong with it? Like, what grade do you think it is? They didn't really say much. Oh, it looked a lot nicer with a Polina Press. And I was like, I'm going to find what's wrong. Okay. So, I took it out and, you look at all the little dents and bends and see if see if in the black marks, if there's something fishy going on. And it all looked, legit. Like any of the flaws were visible. They could have blacked it out, but it wasn't. He had said that the dealer said that he had just picked that up later that night on Friday and just hadn't gotten around to looking at it too hard. But yeah, it looked amazing to me. And then I told them that I didn't have enough cash. It cost or they wanted cash, or they would charge me 10% more on a card. So we made a deal where I just went halvesies, give you half the cash now, give you half the cash tomorrow when the ATM lets me take out more. And we got it done. And that was really unexpected. And man, I couldn't be happier with that copy. I mean, until I find out it was trimmed or whatever. Right. So,
well, hopefully it's just as good as you hoped. And congrats, man. That's huge. That's a big book, man. That's an awesome purchase.
Thank you. Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
I've got a question.
What's up?
I don't fly a lot. At its own purpose, I drive everywhere I go. What is it like to fly home with a Hulk 181? How nervous are you? Is it in your belly the whole time you're flying? How do you do that?
Yeah, for the first while, I was walking around with it in my bag, so I could always have my hands on it. But I realized that it's bumping around in my bag, so I realized it would be better if I stack it in the center of a bunch of other comics in a box in my backpack. The most nervous I was when I slept on the airport floor in the terminal, and waking up every 20 minutes to try to bark at somebody if they were anywhere close to me. So I just kind of put it into the corner and slept with one eye open all night. But I guess I wasn't too worried because it's not if it was a 9.4 or one of those where every little thing counts, but it's about a 6, so I felt hey, if a little thing happens, it's not the end of the world. But man, was I shaken when I was looking at it raw. The hands, you're trying to hold it lighter than you do a normal book, and then you might drop it. And yeah, I couldn't talk to them, make a straight. I was very nervous the whole time when I was handling it, for sure.
Well, congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And then Nate, you saying you picked up, you crossed off some bullets down there?
There's some stuff I showed.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Just because I have the power. Let's do it.
Highlight this guy, man.
Oh, I got it right.
I showed these in a video that I just put out, my first one, but these three I had on my list. So this is Superboy number 76, and that's the first appearance of Beppo the Super Monkey, which is
awesome.
Ridiculous, and I love it. Action Comics 261 down here at the bottom. That's the first appearance of Streaky the Super Cat. So that was another one that was on my list. I paid 30 and 35 for these, each of those. This one is Justice League number 7, and I love the Funhouse mirror. I like body horror transformation stuff. So this one I paid 90, but judging by the condition that I found this book in everywhere else, I really feel like that was a good price because this is in really good shape. And then Brute Force. If you haven't heard of Brute Force, this was amazing. I read this. This is so freaking fun.
Best pickup of the weekend right there.
I needed an upgrade of this. So I got this from a guy who was closing. So this was $2. My copy's got a big tear on it. So this is issue 1 of the Wally West Flash.
You could have got that signed. Mike Barron was there.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. This guy right here has got one. He brought it down.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Got it right there.
Ooh,
Oh, look at all at all 6 pixels of that book. Oh, it's gorgeous. You love to see it.
Oh, it's so great. Love it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, so let's see. I love my indies, and this was Flaming Carrot number 11. Really good find. I think I paid
Flaming Carrot.
$5 maybe for this. I don't know. But this is an old one. It's from when they were at Renegade Press. I found 3 of the crispiest issues of the Max I've ever seen.
That's towards the end of the run too.
Yeah. So this is 25.
That's all Sam Keith art, right?
Yeah. And this one, this is 26. This one is like, there's not a tick or a mark on this. Like they're all in Mylars. Like they were just put in there.
I'm not going to lie to you. For half a second, can you hold that book back up for a second? I honestly got, I'm like, what is SpongeBob doing on that cover?
Yeah.
I have a quick second.
I see
what
it.
a crossover. Damn.
Yeah, I guess this is the last one I'll show right now.
Ooh, love those border books.
Sweet.
So
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
this
I've ever
one.
seen that before.
I don't think I've ever seen it either.
I don't think I've
You're
seen
always
it
gonna get my vote on that one.
either. Yeah.
It's the only one I saw at the show, and he had $15 on it. And when I looked at it, he said, "I'll take 10." I couldn't get the money out of my pocket fast enough.
Yeah.
Michael Bay coming back for another tour of Transformers.
Is he really?
Oh,
yeah, they
good.
announced it today.
Jeez.
Is he
Nate
bringing
grew up
Marky
a little
Mark?
bit in this mouth.
Damn.
So those are some cool ones I picked up. The ones
Yeah,
I
man.
thought
Hell
were
yeah.
cool.
I mean,
So I want to bring you back with Nate real quick. If you guys haven't seen Dope Comics video that he put out Thursday night, there is a really quick, less than 5-minute video that he did with Nate and Nate's son. That I'm not going to spoil it. You just need to see it to believe it. It's the most over the top. It's incredible. You definitely need to see it.
hell yeah. Sweet.
That was
Also,
we're still floored by that.
And I feel like this kind of, I feel like almost everybody on this panel or close to it or at some form between Instagram, YouTube, check out everybody's channel because we're all going to have videos on this, including other videos that we do a bunch of other topics on and stuff like that. But I'm going to say over the course between now and Christmas for Noah, we'll have all the videos out. So yeah,
Christmas in July. That's what it's going to be.
I love it. There we go. Nice. Anybody else want to show some stuff off as we're kind of go? Look at this. He's ready, and I love it. Let's go ahead and highlight him. And there it is.
Highlight this guy, man.
I'm getting so good at guessing where everybody is on the screen. I love it.
So, yeah, I'm going to start off with some of the ridiculous stuff that I got, and then I'm going to go like towards the cool stuff. So, we had a competition going, a friendly competition of who could find the weirdest thing, and these 2 books pretty sure won me that competition day 1. This is Elfin Romance number 1, that timeless tale, elf meets giant omnivorous reptile. But this isn't actually the weirder book. The weirder book is Elfin Romance number 6, Choose Life. So, I mean, what is there to say? That's worth the price of admission to the con right there. But we continue. Mr. Akins, I told you that I found this book, and you told me about promotional materials that go along with the Civil War storyline.
Yes.
What I didn't know is that they were in the back. All 3 of the Daily Bugle, I'll just take it out. I have it in my hand. All 3 of the Daily Bugle newspapers that they had came with it. And also the tickets and promotional images that they had. And for 50 cents, the Civil War storyline means a lot to me. It was the storyline that was going on while I was getting into comic books.
So there's only 3 Daily Bugle newspapers that go during the run.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I said all 3, like I'm some sort of authority on it, but no, three of them are here.
See, I don't know how many there are either. I knew there were some, and I knew I had some, so I'm not sure how many there are either.
Yeah. For you X-Men guys, in a 50-cent bin, I got a long shot number 1.
Newsstand.
It's mid-grade, like it's not a high-grade book, but I know it's not 50 cents.
And Dan's looking at it, wondering if it's a Mark Jewelers.
It's not a Mark Jewelers. I already looked. Dan, if it were a Mark Jewelers, I would have handed it to you before I left.
Just really quick, let's get that on the screen.
Yeah.
It's only for Mark Jewelers.
Oh, that's funny.
Hi, Bubsy. Do you have games on your phone? And then I have a long-standing love affair with Jeff the Land Shark. One of the greatest disappointments of my life is that I didn't buy his first appearance before it shot up to some ridiculous amount of money that it has absolutely no reason to be.
All those kids love him.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of those kids because I love him as well. I know he's a cash grab, but I don't care. He's a shark that's cute. This is Speed Force number 6. And the reason why I have this is because this was given to me by Justin Birch, hey bud. This was given to me by Justin Birch, who did the letters on this, and he signed a bunch of these for Nate. I know you got one.
Yep.
I don't know who else he gave a copy of this to, but I asked him to sign the most annoying page for him to work on, and he picked the page with the most speech bubbles and the most panels. And so I was very happy that I could remind him of an awful time he had at work.
Such a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I know. So these last 4 books, one is like the big purchase of the con, and then the last 3 are smaller, but they mean more to me. But actually, before I get to those, because I'm going to forget to show this if I don't do this right now. This is a Joshua Middleton print of Batgirl that I just love. $20 for this thing, which is just like insane value for money, I think. And I got to, meet him, shake his hand.
Everything.
Yeah, I got to meet him, shake his hand, tell him how much I love his artwork, and I gave him $20 for that. And I think that I made out like a bandit.
Middleton was really good to talk to, actually.
Yeah, and I got to meet because he had some people that were really excited to talk to him, and I was just sort of standing by holding the print. I got to talk to his handler, Kathy, and she was really, really cool as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was awesome to talk to. I bought this within an hour of getting to the convention floor, and that kind of just set the tone for the weekend for me. Y'all remember Half Price Cash guy? There was a guy like sort of in the L bend who was doing, like, he would walk up to his booth and he would say, "Everything's half off. I could probably do more if you have cash."
Oh, yep. Yes.
So I got this from him.
Ooh, nice.
This is Swamp Thing number 1. If I had to guess, it's a 4. And the sticker price on it was $250, which I thought was high. Half of that is $125, which I think is about right. And without asking, he told me that he would do it for $75. So my hand flew into my pants. And then my hand flew into my pocket and grabbed my wallet. And so I got a copy of Swamp Thing number 1 for $75, which I don't think is too bad.
That's awesome, man. Congrats.
I love that pickup.
Great book.
And that was day 1. And
day 1, hour 1. Yeah.
We just kept going back to that booth because that guy was just blowing stuff out.
Yeah. His $2 bins became dollar bins, became 50-cent bins.
I know what booth you're talking about. Yep.
No, was this the same guy that we were digging from?
This was the same guy that offered me a crazy deal on an Aquaman number 1.
The Aquaman dude.
Yes. And the first appearance of Ocean Master. He offered me a crazy deal, but I didn't get up going for it, though.
I've never seen Noah's face drop at a deal, because honestly, if it wasn't the first day, he would have been. It would have went all. He would have taken.
Oh, if it was like the second or third day and I had the money, I would have gone for it for sure.
Yeah, and normally like $75 for me is it's in like the top. It's on the far end of the bell curve of like expensive books that I buy. Like I normally stick to dollar bins, $5, $10, but $75 for Swamp Thing 1 day 1. Like I just had to do it.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
But the 3 most important books for me that I picked up. Surprise, surprise! They're Captain America books. They are number 123, number 125, and number 126. Now, they are not key issues. They are just early Bronze Age Cap books. And I love them for that. But the reason why I love these even more is because these are the last 3 books that I needed for all of Captain America Volume 1. I have every single issue of Captain America Volume 1. Because
congratulations. Yes.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. Now I have to find something else to obsess over. It's just going to be Volume 2 and then 3 and then 4. Y'all know how it is.
There's 3 more issues of brute force to hunt down.
There are, and seeing as how hard it was to find those, it might take us a while to track this down.
Oh, that's so funny.
The last thing that I want to show though is this. This is my copy of generic comic book number 1, and I believe everybody on stream signed this for me. If you didn't, let me know and I will send it to you because I would like all of you to sign it. But it's just one of my favorite things that I own. I'm just very, very happy about it. And yeah, community, warm hugs and kisses. Love you all. That's what I got.
Oh yeah, man! Awesome pickups. Awesome book too.
Yeah,
it's like the perfect book to get signed.
Yeah, everyone that did like the whole group signature with everyone in the community, I'm like, man, I want to start one of those because that's just an awesome idea to everyone.
Yeah, I use this one.
That Superman one is really cool. Yeah.
Fellas, I got to split.
One down there. Dan, thank you so much for
I love
coming
you
on,
guys.
sir.
Bye, Dan.
Before he goes, I'm gonna highlight him super quick over here. I'm just gonna pull him in.
Thanks for coming, Stan.
I would say Stan's X Factor Comics. Check him out on Instagram.
Stan's X Force Comics.
X Force Comics.
Yeah, he wanted to be changed. Oh,
that was a power dab.
Oh man,
can you get demonetized over dabbing? I feel like you can.
Watch it.
We'll find out soon.
That was such a funny moment when Mike was filming and he's like, "Did I dab?"
Sometimes I just do stuff on camera and I black out. So and we'll watch it in the morning.
And honestly,
all right, guys. Yeah, it was so great.
We're going to talk about the art auction.
Chinmo.
You made it. So thank you, man.
Man, hell yeah. All right. Yeah. I wish I could stick around to talk about that. All right. Peace, y'all.
See you, man. Oh, man.
I'll check out on the rewind. Kick me.
I'll kick you. All right. I got to find you. There we go. See you later, Stan.
God, I hate that guy.
Yeah, man. We'll talk about the art auction a little bit because we had some fun there. But we'll just keep going on the train. Anybody else want to show off some stuff? Anybody? Mike's got a few things. Mike,
sure.
Okay. Before Mike goes, I'm going to just remind everybody in the chat one more time. Giving this book away. I'll probably do it after everybody's done showing stuff off. But all you got to do is just say anything in the chat. I got a wheel of names going. I'm going to spin the wheel live, and then I'm going to send you the book. It's Comics Curing Cancer. I think there's 25 artists on this book. David Sanchez cover. It's amazing art. So just talk in the chat. You get a cool magnet and stuff with it too. So there you go. And let's go ahead and highlight this guy.
Highlight this guy, man.
I missed him. Missed him by one. It's so hard because it goes. I can't see where everybody is because it's
the
black.
Right guy.
It's so hard. It's a guess. It's a complete guess.
Well, here's a good segue. While you brought that one up, Chinmo, I thought I'd show this one off. So this is another one of those Comics Curing Cancer books. This is one of the 1 in 25s they did. This is by Christopher Lockwood, Silver Surfer and Galactus. And you guys know, for us 90 collectors, a chromium foil cover is catnip. This is my childhood right here. So I saw this. I had to have it.
So shiny.
It's very, very shiny. And I had Lockwood sign it. It's dark, but yeah, he signed it right there the next day. So I had to show it off. They had some great books. They had some metallic covers. I don't know if you mentioned that, like 1 in 10. They only made 10 of them.
Yeah,
so.
I think they did three different books.
Yeah,
of different numbered printings.
Yeah,
they did 4, and the 1 in 100 was awesome. It was like a purple Ghost Rider cover, sold out. I think it was like day 1. It sold out.
Oh, really? I never even saw that one. So there you go. I want to show that one off because it's really cool. And speaking of signing things, I forgot to bring a comic book, but there's sort of a tradition here. We started Trifficon. Grab a menu. We went to the public house, and this is the drink menu. I had people sign next to the drink they drank, but if you didn't drink an adult beverage, Sign wherever you want. I got some unique ones. We have Izzy from Izzyverse NYC gave me a Nightcrawler up here. We also got some marinara sauce on here. It's kind of fun. We have, Madam Blaster gave me this unique one right here. That was a tough one to explain to the wife. Thanks, Madam. And then we have this one here. This is Troy's Toy Box. Give me a little Ninja Turtle. So, this is fun. I didn't think it through. I didn't grab a comic book, but we went with this, and it's full. It's full of all sorts of good stuff. So that was kind of fun to see what people were imbibing.
Including mozzarella sticks.
Including mozzarella, plenty of mozzarella sticks on this too. I got a couple of big things which I'll save for my videos when they come out 2 months from now. I have no idea. I'm so tired, guys. I still have not caught up on sleep. I feel like I went right back to work. I didn't take Monday off from work. Stupid idea. I am so tired. In fact, I had to drive 2 hours back from the airport, Logan, and I'm pretty good at staying up at night. That last half hour. Yeah, I shouldn't have been driving. I was doing those, that thing. It was bad. I'm still tired. I don't know when we get the video out, so I'll show the big stuff off. But one of my big accomplishments was this book here, Heroes for Hope X-Men. I'm having it signed by everyone who worked on it. Everyone in the industry worked on this thing. This is my cheat sheet right there. And there were 5 people at the show this time that I could get to sign it. 2 people actually dropped out. Could have been 7. I ended up getting 5. And those 5 were pretty darn good ones. John Romita Jr. right there. Charles Vess on the side. Steve Lealoa, who unfortunately I smudged it. He had a really jelly pen. Whatever. And who we have in the back? Oh, Mike Barron right there. Nice. And John Workman, who I wasn't that familiar with John Workman, but gave, I think Rohan was with me at the time, gave me one of the best stories. I usually get a good story with this book. And one of the things I picked up is that this was very under the wire. Like these guys were under the gun, last second changes. And John Workman told a fantastic story about working on this, where there's an argument between people. I think he said Harlan Ellison was the writer, who I think people know is notoriously like a litigious, grumpy dude, sued to have a story. I can't get into the whole story. But anyways, he told this whole story about he had to get called in the 11th hour to like scrub out all the old script and then fit the new script into the existing bubbles. I love those stories, right? So 5 more signatures, 5 more stories attached to this book. And there's still plenty more people on this that's going to give me a reason to keep going to these destination cons to track them down, especially the West Coast people. There's a lot of people that never come out here, not even to Heroes Con. So that's my biggest success. I'm pretty happy about this.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Love
That's
it.
really cool.
I think the majority of us had some kind of project book or something like that. And I mean, I know I got a few more in my Turtles book and my Flash book. It makes it so much more fun when you have that or a jam piece or something to work on at a show. It's just you chip it away each little time, and then eventually you're like, wow, this has been 7 years, 10 years of my life, and it's been so much fun. So it's cool. Anybody else want to show off some stuff? Or Ryan? Okay, all right.
Jump in.
All right. Here we go.
Highlight this guy, man.
Yeah. Got him.
Killing it tonight, Jim.
It's like I know like the general area that they go off to on the side, and then it's just the guess of where the finger pulls them,
So one of my goals for this con was to finish my 1 to 300 X-Men run. There were a couple books I was hunting for at the show. First one I got pretty quickly was X-Men 68. I got it for less than $65, but it's in really nice shape.
Nice.
And then this one was the one I had trouble finding at the right condition and price. And it was X-Men 93. I had a bunch of people on the lookout for it, including, I believe, Nate and Hagen and Dan and
we were looking.
Mike. Yeah, everybody I told was looking for it. Ended up maybe paying a slight bit more than I wanted to, but it just felt good to get this one done, because this was actually the last book to complete the run.
That's one of those books that I feel like I don't think I actually have ever seen that book in person, because everybody just got the 94. I feel like I never see that book.
Yeah. Well, what's funny too is like this is the first reprint from the reprint era, and this is the last reprint from the reprint era. So I needed those two ones to finish this run off. But the 2 big ones I really needed I mentioned in that pre Heroes Con stream I did, and I got to give Nate the assist on these two books because right after that stream, after mentioning it, he said, "Hey, Justin Birch is actually looking to get rid of two of these books that I'm looking for." And so I reached out to him. Funny enough, we'd actually talked about these books like back in January, and he told me that he was looking to let them go, but I wasn't ready to make those purchases at the time. And then I totally forgot. Like, it wasn't until after we had already made this deal for these two books that I looked up the conversation thread and saw that we already talked about them. So anyways, we made a deal, and then we consummated said deal in my hotel room at Heroes Con.
Do go on.
First,
I use protection. Oh, good. It's slab, so you use protection.
X-Men 2. Don't worry, we use protection. So
Dude, that's what a book.
Well, that red is.
And I gotta say, he gave me killer deal on both these books. So X-Men 2, and then this bad boy right here.
There it is.
X-Men 4.
Beautiful.
What a book, and that capstone the whole run for you.
Yeah, so these two plus the two I showed previously in the reprints, 1 to 300 done.
Well, I think that's a golf clap as well, right there, man. Congrats.
So pretty excited about those. And then I just got a couple other books. This is a project book I'm working on. There's a bunch of different creators that added that worked on pages or spreads within this. And Tom DeFalco was the editor on it, and so I got him right there on the kind of the kneecap there to join some of the other great signatures I have on that book. This is also a Tom DeFalco book, so he signed just above Thanos there. And he also signed this one along with Ron Lim.
Love that.
So
cover.
Short of
that's cool.
Perez, who unfortunately I won't be able to get on here, that completes kind of this book for all the creators on that one. Another project book I started and really put a big dent in was this really cool X-Men sketch cover in blue. And I got any creator that worked on X-Men to sign it. And so I got JR, I got Rubenstein, Mike McCone, Scott Hanna, Kerry Gamble, Tom Rainey, Arthur Adams, Al Milgram, Dan Panosian, and Bob McLeod all in there. Like, that's some pretty great names to start that book off.
Yeah, for just starting it. Damn, man.
I didn't go to Claremont because Claremont's line's crazy, and he'll be at Terrificon. I didn't feel like sitting in that line.
Use your skip pass.
Sorry?
Use your skip at
Terrificon. Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking I might do. So then also got JR to sign that one. JR to sign that one. And then the last book, this isn't everything. It's like a good chunk. So please watch my video that'll come out at some point in the coming month or two.
No, and you can't make me.
Wow. Tom Rainey.
Oh man, he killed that cover.
That's so cool.
Killed this.
He looks like the thing is pissed that he has to he's looking at something like he's like, I'm gonna take out this cigar and I don't want to.
Somebody said something that just completely pissed him off. I love it.
That's
so
Cool.
outstanding. Yeah.
Congrats, man.
That's
awesome
part
pickup,
of my haul.
Yeah, the fact that these are only like small parts that everybody else just got so much more stuff.
Yeah, got some OA, or some other OA, I guess, non-published, and then
I wasn't even trying, and I brought home 2 short boxes.
Impressive, very impressive.
I mean, is it? I think it's a sickness.
Yeah,
Well, you know, that's
Could
one
be
way to
worse.
look at it. I'm trying to
Could
look
be
at it
worse.
positively, you know?
I had to fly, so there was only so much I could bring back. But I brought back a decent amount.
Nice, man. Does anybody else want to show off anything?
Yeah, I'll go real quick. You'll have to just tell me to quit talking because, as I found out last night, I can sit in front of my camera and talk for 2 hours about.
I'll tell you what. I'll just play this again at the end and cut you off like I do Otto.
Yeah, that'll work.
Highlight this guy, man.
Oh, so close. One off.
You flipped us last time, so it's good payback. I'll start off with the slabs. So I kind of cheated a little bit. When I went, I met one of my friends, Jim, who runs Improved Collecting. He and I are cleaner impressors, and so we kind of got a plan together that we were going in together, and we figured out real quick that we have like the same eye. We know what each other's looking for as far as what can be improved, profit, grade bumps, you know, just whatever. And I know the types of books he's looking for, and I only went in with a list of 4 things I was looking for. I wanted a Amazing Spider-Man. Let's see. I wanted to get 252 in a newsstand. I wanted to get G.I. Joe 1 in a newsstand. I wanted to get Star Wars 68 in a newsstand. And I wanted to get any of Transformers number 70 through 80, preferably in a newsstand. But, you know, if the deal was good, then I get that. So that was my list. And we went in and just started picking. He would go one way, I would go the other way. And so we'd be able to conquer a booth twice as fast with both of us doing it. So some of the slabs I got were just kind of nothing super special. I mean, Wolverine number 1 is a 9.2, but this is one that is better than a 9.2 because on the back, you're not gonna be able to see it in here, but the inner well has got some like scuffs and some oils and stuff on it. You can flip the book and you can tell that the book moves, but the actual soiled spot doesn't on the inner well. So now, while it might not be a 9.8, it will definitely be a 9.4, 9.6 when I'm finished up with it. And it's a newsstand, so that was what I was looking for.
Nice, man.
The other one was one I had no intentions of getting it because everybody sells it for way too much. And this one was actually no exception. Spawn number 1 newsstand, and it's 8.0 CBCS. And the reason for that is there is a easy to fix crease that goes through here. There's a little teeny tiny bend down here in the bottom corner, and that's it. So it may not be a 9.8, but it'll definitely be a 9.4, 9.6, and it's going to look pretty good sitting up on the wall. So
hell yeah.
That one, the guy was out of his mind to start with. I think he was at 150 on this for an 8. And he's like, no. And we politely showed him GP analysis and what the last 3 months of sales were. And we just, I settled in at 90 on that one, which was still overpaying for it, but I really wanted it. I was in the mood to buy it, so I got it. This was the hardest haggle that I had, 9.6 of Transformers number 80. There's a good bit of value on this book, and it's not a newsstand, unfortunately, but that's still okay because there's only 2 tiny small flaws on this book, and it should be an easy fix for me to make a 9.8. So that's a big reason why I went in on that one. This is one I ended up turning this book down twice because he would not come below 170 on it, and I was paying 150 was it. That was it. And it turns out Jim ended up working a combo deal with him to get 2 other books, and then got this one at the 150. So I'm happy.
Matt, on that book, on the top of that book, I watched your video and I thought I must have misread it, but it maybe not. Does it say number 80 in a 4-part? What?
Yeah, so that's the joke. Whenever Transformers started, it was just a 4-issue limited series, and then it just never stopped. So they went ahead and
so it's a joke. Okay, cool. I thought I was like, what, am I reading that right?
Yep. But for raw stuff, I'm going to show the catnip that Mike talks about because it gets me every time. And this is tied to a story from some purchases that Noah made. This is a cover that Jonathan Uribe did. And I was over there with Noah, and I saw it on the table, and I could not let this sit there. So that was a perfect homage cover to ASM 238. I loved it. I want to just stare at it instead of you guys in the camera here. As I look at it.
Rightfully
we would understand that.
Yeah.
Noah, are you the one that had the inked art of that where it's black and white?
Possibly.
Maybe.
maybe have to watch the video when he puts it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys the same thing I told Noah when I was recording all my stuff last night. I blew through and told all of Noah's stories and everything, and then I remembered as I was editing, I was like, I can't do that, so I had to go through and wipe all that stuff out. I was like, so I text Noah or message Noah. I was like, man, I'm trying hard.
Noah, I offer you my most hearty and earnest oopsie daisy.
No, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
it's a perfect tease. It's a perfect tease.
Right.
That's the good thing about dragging out your video is that you can let everybody else's stuff go first, right? Because I have a picture of Noah in the hotel room after he brought that original back, and he told me about. I'm like, can I use that?
At this point, it doesn't matter because mine will come out eventually, and it is what it is. But
you still got the big surprise that nobody really knows.
Yes, I will be showing that off.
I'm interested to see that.
Yeah.
Since most of you guys have seen the other thing, I'll be showing that off tonight.
Yeah.
The first thing that I got when I walked in, getting in there really quick, I ended up finding the ASM 252. Thought I was going to get excited that it's just a newsstand, but it is a Canadian price variant. I can show it here really cool. But anyway, real good shape. It's got two real light color breaks down here, so it's got no shot at ever being a 9.8, but that's not why I wanted it. I wanted it to go right there next to my Art Adams signed Marvel Team Up 141, where it can sit there next to that. So
sweet, man.
I'll go up there when we get done. The biggest surprise for me was I knew I couldn't get to John Romita Jr. because I went to his line twice. My favorite cover is John Byrne's Wolverine 17. Everybody knows that. My second favorite, which is really, really close to that, is Uncanny 207. And when I say favorite, now I've got 36 of the Wolverine 17s, and I'm at 28 now on Uncanny 207s.
Nice.
So, Nate, it might be a problem. I don't know, but if it is, I'm just continuing to do it. But anyway,
he's just like scratching his neck, like, you guys got any of them 17s over there? Or
the thing that surprised me the most is Sunday I was running late because I was starving, so I went to go get some food, and I had to wait for them to open up for food. And I didn't get on the floor until 10:15, and at 10:15 I was like, let me just go see what the line looks like for John Romita Jr. I knew me and Mike and Dan Rohan, we were going to leave out around 12, and I didn't want to waste a whole bunch of time, but I was like, I've got at least an hour and a half so I can go stand. And I went over to John Romita Jr.'s line, and he had 4 people in line, and that was it. And so got to listen to him cut up and laugh with those guys. And so I ended up getting my 207 that I had with me signed. And
wow, man.
The only thing that I didn't do correctly was I had made my decision that I was going to go ahead and get it signed if I had the chance, and then I'd bring it home and fix a couple of little spine ticks just in case something happened in transport, or maybe he might mishandle it or something like that. But had I done all of those fixes, I could have just got the CGC witness and then dropped it off and had that. But I'm not sure I don't know if it's going to get slapped. I don't know if I want to trust anybody else to touch this book anymore. So it's going to go right there is where it's going to be housed. So you'll see it from now on in that video.
That's awesome. So, Mr. Presser, is it? I don't know this. Can you press and clean books with a signature on it?
Absolutely.
Maybe not clean the signature off, but yeah, press it.
No, it's very easy. I just did a lot of either 8 or 10 books that were all signed by Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane for Cheddar Comics.
Okay, that's good to know.
So the only thing where it gets dicey is if it's a paint pen. The paint pens are finicky because the colors are different. How well mixed was the paint when they used it, that kind of thing. That's the only iffy one, but everything else is definitely doable. You just got to be careful and watch your moisture, watch your temperatures for sure, and your time. So yeah, you just gauge it based on what marker or what pen was used, and then you can change your rates on what you're going to do on the machines.
Awesome, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, the last thing that I got is when we did leave early and we went to South Carolina, the 4 of us did. Stopped at a neat little place there, and I did finally get at least a placeholder version of that Iron Man. I've wanted it forever, and I finally got back into comics real hard about 2 years ago, and then never got it. And then all the stuff happened with this, and it went through the roof. I was like, I'm never paying that much for it, but ended up getting this and a cool Daredevil number 77, Spidey on the cover. Real good shape, real good colors, and then just couple of Marvel Iron Man 80s Marvel is a weakness.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's that. Oh, actually, no, hang on. See, I told you I could keep talking. I can keep talking, man. So I am one of the people who did have a sketchbook. I thought it'd be cool. I stole the idea from Rohan. That was where that came from. I've got 4 things in this book now. When I started, it was a new book. I mailed it through the mail to Eric at SideQuest. Told him, hey, can you draw the Heroes logo for me on the front page? Because I want to section it off for every convention I go to.
That's
sweet. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So he drew the Heroes Con 2025 logo for me. And
it's printed on there.
I didn't even realize that was drawn when you showed it to me.
Yeah, he hand drew that one for me, and it was perfect. And so I had left it with Maria Wolf the first night, so I didn't have it where we could all sign it at the bar that night. And then the next night it was with Jay Lee, so I still couldn't have it to have everybody else sign it. So I got most of the people I was hanging around with on the front. Anyway, the thing that he surprised me with, Eric, was he had told me he did a sketch, but he didn't tell me what it was. And he ended up drawing me a killer Shockwave sketch that, again, I can't help but look at it. I'm not looking at you guys. I want to just keep looking at this thing. So I stared over this page for a week now. It is by far the best art I've ever had.
Eric's,
man.
Yeah, Eric's awesome.
And the next one, I ended up, I told you I dropped it off with Maria Wolf that first night. And she hooked me up with a Megatron.
Oh, damn.
The red eyes is such a great touch.
Yeah, she killed it. I love all of her art, and she's a killer Transformers artist. Wow. And the last one was kind of a long story. I dropped it off with or a long process. I dropped it off with Jay Lee. He said, yeah, I'll have it done at 5 o'clock. And I went back at 5. He's like, oh gosh, time got away from me. I'm so sorry. And he's like, what time are you leaving? I was like, well, doors close at 6, so I guess I'll be here till then. And he said, okay, come back at 5:30. Came back at 5:30. He wasn't done, and he's like, can we do it tomorrow? I was like, yep, I'll be here till about 11:30 tomorrow. And he's like, that's great. So I stopped in first. Well, he told me to come first thing anyway, and I stopped first thing, and he was like, nope, let's do 11:30. So okay, I go over there at 11:30. He hasn't started, none of that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, I'm leaving, so let me know what we need to do. And he was like, nope, I'm going to do it right now. And it worked out perfect because I was able to record the entire thing start to finish. And it took him like 4 minutes and 15 seconds to do it with a paintbrush, which was amazing. I'm a huge Space Ghost fan, and I like his work that he does on Space Ghost on the covers that they do. And to watch him work with a tiny little paintbrush as easy. I mean, he could have closed his eyes, and it was incredible. So that was my sketchbook for Heroes Con 2025.
That's a hell of a start to a sketchbook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, dude. Damn, dude. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Terrific con.
I have one thing I want to show. Only because it goes with something Matt showed.
All right.
Yeah.
Highlight this guy, man.
So Eric did a piece for me too. He did a piece for Hagen. He did a piece for Dope. Dopes is incredible. It's in a video of his. It might be a short. Everybody should check it out. But this one is mine.
Ooh,
yeah, that's
damn.
Holy crap!
What a dazzle,
dude! I am in love with this.
Dude, this guy should be a cover artist,
right? Like it's so good. I'm just in love with it. I can't believe someone I know just drew this.
Yeah, Ryan, you say that, and when I handed my book to Maria Wolf, so the only thing in my book was Eric's sketches, and she says, I don't recognize this name, and I was like, well, that's my friend Eric at SideQuest Comics. I said, can you believe he actually quit drawing? And she said, what do you mean he quit? I was like, he just now started back doing this as a thing. And she said, get your phone out. I was like, okay. So she recorded a message straight to Eric about don't quit. You need to, this is important. You need to keep doing it. I want to see you here at the table next to me and that kind of stuff. And then later that night, that was on Saturday, later that night at the art auction, me and Eric were walking around together on the side and Maria Wolf's walking by. I was like, hey, Maria, you remember the guy I told you about that had quit? She said, yeah. I said, well, this is him. She politely pushes me to the side and goes on about a 4-minute conversation with Eric about how she almost quit and all the things that she's overcame and how important art was and how important it is. You don't have to do it for a living, but it's important to keep doing it. And I mean, just inspirational thing. And Maria Wolf's got so much energy, and it was great. Yeah, Hagen, show yours off.
I was about to say, would you mind embiggening me for just a moment?
I gotcha. That I can do. You know what? I'm not even going to highlight it. I'm just going to get you on there. There you go.
And
So,
that's one of my favorite stories from the whole experience. Was
I'm so happy that I got to be a part of that.
It's amazing.
Not to brag or anything, but this is the first piece that he did, and it's this.
Oh shit!
Oh man! Oh wow!
And if you want to watch his process, I'm just going to go ahead and give a full-on plug for this guy.
If you didn't, absolutely.
He has an hour-long video that just explains how he did this. It starts with the sketch, and then he goes into how he does all the watercolors and stuff. You can't see because my webcam is made out of Chinesium, but the paper quality is textured and really cool. The watercolors that he did are awesome. It's so cool. You can't see it because my webcam cuts off, but it is sitting in the middle up at the top of this display that I have here in a place of honor. I'm so happy about this. And Matt, your Shockwave piece solidified the fact that I am going to commission him to do a Shockwave versus Soundwave knockdown drag out fight, because those are my favorite Decepticons. I've got to see it. But
as soon as he got done with that video, or as soon as I got done watching that video that night, it was the day or a couple of days after he posted it. That was when I sent him the message after I finished watching that. I was like, I need him to draw something in this sketchbook.
Yeah. Side Quest Comics. Check him out.
There you go, guys. Hit him up.
Shane, you don't like Side Quest Comics. We don't like you.
Shameful plug here. So back at the end of April, we did a Council of X episode where we all came up with our own original X-Men character. Yeah. And if you'd like to see some early Side Quest artwork, his character he had created back when he was high school, and all his drawings of the character were from back then, and it was already incredible back then. And he's clearly gotten even better over time, but that's a cool look back at already how good and talented he was back then.
I love that everybody's trying to claim the first Eric appearance. Well, if you watch my video, it's actually his high school work.
This was his cameo, but this is the first full,
Oh, there you go.
This is his preview in
He did this work in Boom that has the same name, but it's technically a different character.
It's prototype. Eric prototype work.
Yeah. So we got a couple more people. We're going to show off a few more things. Then we're going to talk, we'll get into the art auction, this awesome giveaway. So anybody else want to show off a few things before we go? I'll take the hand raise there, sir. There you go. It's all you, buddy.
Highlight this guy, man.
Damn it.
There you go. All right, so I guess for you guys who weren't in the stream when I showed this off the first time, I'll show you guys. This is a $20 sketch cover that I found in a bin, which is super cool.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
Just
that
crazy.
is really nice. Love that piece. And then, Friday got most of my signatures done. DC Bronze and Silver Age are my downfall. I can't resist them. So I got this awesome classic Bernie Wrightson cover, House of Secrets 100, nice. from Josh Buzz Comics. So he hooked me up with that. And then for $5 each, I found these Carmine Infantino cover Strange Adventures. So this one is $243. Oh god, I can't. So that's awesome. I haven't collected any Adam Strange before Heroes Con, and here we are. This one's $241. So some pretty cool Bronze Age there. And then as I scroll through my box that I have next to me, all right, and I'll show this off, and I'll tell the story to go with this. So I brought my jam piece to Heroes Con, my Batman Rogues, and for those who don't know, I hand this piece to an artist that I like, and I say, hey, like, put a Batman Rogue on here that's not already on there, and I don't know what it is until they hand it back to me. So it's an awesome surprise when I get it back. I found Mike Lilly, who was there set up. He'd done some Batman work beforehand, and he added this awesome Two-Face on there.
Very cool.
The coin flip is so good.
I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he killed it with that. So awesome addition to my jam piece. I don't know what's going to go down here yet, but we're going to find out. And the story to go with that is I usually get a picture with everyone that does a piece on this. And I had forgot to get one with him. And so on Sunday, I recruited Chinmo to come with me. And we went to go take a picture. And as he was talking to another artist, we were looking at his art book, his original art. And I had saw this piece before, and I told Chinmo about it. I was like, hey, there's this really cool comic book page that I saw in his portfolio. And we went back and we were waiting for him to get done talking. Chinmo was staring at it for a long time.
Yeah, I came very close to buying it.
He almost bought it because it has some of his favorite characters on there. And once he kind of decided not to, I was like, you know what? This is like the last of my budget. I'm going to spend it on this. So from Mike Lilly, from his table, I bought this original page from Green Lantern 80-page giant, and it has Wally West as well as Plastic Man up there. So 3 characters on a OA page. And yeah, it talks about, I love the story that they talk about in this page where they talk about legacy and the cross to bear, because this was after, Wally West took over the mantle of the Flash, and then all the Green Lanterns are gone at this point. So Kyle Rayner's one of the last Green Lanterns. So it's just an awesome conversation to have. And this original art is awesome. It has the notes on it and everything. I don't know if you can see right there. There's some notes. There's like some editing where the bubble went over here. Yeah, it's just awesome. And only $150.
Yeah. Crazy price for a crazy page. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a freaking steal. So
I'm so happy you're down this art rabbit hole now.
I'm down deep. I'm down very deep in this.
Well, you dove real deep.
Yeah. So
hell yeah, man. That's an awesome pickup. Congrats, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble now, especially at Terrificon.
Yeah.
Because I depleted my comic book funds, and now I have to start from scratch for Terrificon, and I don't know what's going to happen.
I was heavily considering that Bob McLeod page.
I thought you were going to walk out with it.
If I did that, I would not have come home with money.
Yeah. That is the
thing. Before we continue on, Mike, I know you got to hop out of here. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Awesome seeing you down there. I'm sure I'll see you again soon, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
And we will be telling stories of you at the art auction. So just a heads up on that.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah.
And Mike, before you go, one of the best pictures from the con was the one that Mr. Freeze apparently walked right in front. I don't even remember how it happened, but I remember he stuck his head in front of me and he blocked out Chinmo. You can't even see him in the picture anymore.
So you get just the thumb.
That turned out to be.
But you're right in it. It's the perfect photo bomb ever. Yeah, I gotta make sure that sneaks into the video somewhere because that was awesome.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Sorry I got to run. A lot going on tonight, but good to see all your beautiful faces.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming on, man.
See you guys in person. The next big one.
See you, Mike.
All right, man. We'll see you soon, man. See you later. Man, yeah. We'll talk about the art auction stuff in a minute. I want to give everybody a quick chance to show off a few things. Mr. Akins.
I'm the last person standing, so it'll be me now.
It's all you, buddy. Let me I got to give you the highlight.
Come on, show me a Wolverine 17, Mr. Akins.
Highlight this guy, man.
I picked up this in the 50-cent bin.
Nice.
I always pick up a Turok #1 if I can find it for $1.50. And I was looking for a Ravage 2099. Once I get enough of them to send off to Aussie Comic Book Collector, I'm going to send him as many as I possibly can because I want him to have the absolute largest collection of Ravage 2099. But I always pick up these as well. Speaking of sickness, my checklist was to find as many cheap John Byrne works as I possibly could. This is one of the few covers he did for Dazzler. So I got this one, 50 cents. Because, my sickness is I'm going to have 2 copies of everything John Byrne did for my PC. And then I'm going to have long boxes in alphabetical order of everything he's done. You need those goals that you'll die before you finally get them done. So this is it.
It all makes perfect sense to me.
Exactly.
I get that 100%.
After I heard the Joshua Middleton stories, I went to his booth to see what was there. And I picked up this. He signed this, Mojo Jojo, and he signed it there.
Powerpuff Girls, baby.
And like you said, he was a wonderful person to talk to. I found out that he lives in Japan. I didn't know that was his residency. And so it was a big deal for him to come to these kind of cons. The only thing I missed that he didn't have that my wife wanted, my wife loves postcards, and he'd had a bunch of postcards and he had run out of postcards. I was like, I wish I'd have gotten one of those postcards. There was the 50-cent box, whatever booth it was that I was at, they had a bunch of these in there. So these are the mailers. Like when I was a kid, these books came in. It's a second class. And I just started picking up anything that was in there. And this one was in that one for 50 cents. Cool. So I primarily got them because of these mailers, because when I was a kid, that's how I would get these comics. This was on my list. And I was surprised to find it in a 50-cent bin as well.
Yeah, you're talking about Marvel Age too.
Up and Atom Comics is giving me one of these. This is the alternate cover for Alpha Flight #1. I actually like this better than the Alpha Flight #1 cover. I think this one's a better cover. I always saw this as promotional in comic books that I was reading. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I didn't realize it was on this Marvel Age. And that was the reason I picked it up, because I needed to. Up and Adam is sending me one. This is the second one.
I just noticed, look at how long Sasquatch's arm is there.
And they're supposed to be that long.
He's a big man.
Yeah, and then the jokes are going to come about something else being long. That's the reason he has that hair hanging right there.
It's a built-in loincloth.
His legs.
Going through my stuff, I did not
There we go. It's like a fix for a druggie.
A Wolverine #17. So I did a little research, like, well, what do I have and don't I have of John Byrne's work? And for some reason, I did not have this. This is such an iconic cover. I just assumed I had it. So I started going through my long boxes. I'm like, you know what? I don't have this one. So again, as soon as I was able to pick that up, I picked it up. Of the Alpha Flight, this one is the one that's hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
And it's because it's a little controversial of what went on. This was during Assistant Editors Month. And John Byrne did a little experimentation that he's got a bunch of blank panels where the action is assumed. It's got word bubbles and things in it. But this one was a controversial kind of issue. And it's the only one that's difficult really to find in his 28-issue run in this one. So I picked that one up. Some of these are gifts for some people. I'm working on Tales of Suspense. I know somebody else is working on Tales of Suspense, so I picked this one up for $5. Tales of Suspense for $5. I can't, turn that down.
Silver Age $5. Yeah, now you're talking. No doubt.
Exactly. This one was for $5 as well, and they're really good shape.
Yeah, 12 centers for $5. That's hard to pass
wild
up
for Marvel, man.
And Hagen has finished his Captain America run. Are you going to go the Tales of Suspense route?
I already have the list here of all of the rest of the things that I need. And yeah, Tales of Suspense has some pretty big holes in it. And at my LCS, anytime I see Tales of Suspense like in their back issue bins, they are tan as all hell, and they're creased, and like, I'm not a stickler for condition, but even some of those I'm like, whoa, $13 is a lot to pay for a broken comic book.
I picked this one up because of Alex the Comic Order always picks these up.
Yeah, Superboy.
I think I picked this one up for $5. First appearance of Superboy Prime.
Yeah,
that's
$5. That's a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This was actually on the list. It's funny when you go through these long boxes, and I've got odd things on the list, and I'm finding these things that are on this list, like this.
Oh man!
Oh, that cover.
I want that so bad.
That's up there with the Alf and the Steel cover.
So bad.
I mean,
oh man,
a cover of 1,000 words. I mean, there's just so many memes that can be made out of this. It's just incredible.
That's up there with the Alf and the Seal cover.
I'm really jealous and proud of you.
Oh, you don't have one of these?
I don't.
Okay.
Not yet, he says. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Do
yet.
not send that to
remedied.
I picked up this because it's got some John Byrne art in the back. Like one page of it. So I knew for 50 cents, I'm like, yes, in the John Byrne pile. But the primary reason I went, other than meeting people, was to get work on my piece. I started it at Heroes Con, and I knew people had they do jam pieces, they have sketchbooks and things like that. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna need to figure out something I can constantly take to a con and somebody can work on it. And if you've ever watched my channel, my favorite or the first comic book I bought with my own money was Avengers Annual number 10. And so what I did was I got a sketch cover off of another Avengers comic and attached it to a facsimile of Avengers Annual 10. And I traced all the panels and the lettering up here. And then I had Al Milgrom and Michael Golden draw in the panels. So this one was at Terrificon. Al Milgrom did the Captain America, and then Michael Golden did this Iron Man right here. And then the very first thing I went to at the booth was, okay, I'm going to get Al Milgrom. I said, I want Al Milgrom to do this. So he's like, well, what do you want in this? I said, well, I want you to put Mystique kind of in the forefront, and you can have the other guys in the background in shadow. And he goes, Mystique is that blue chick, right? I said, yes, Mr. Milgrom, it's that blue chick. So he took this, and then, you get it back the next day. As soon as I got it, I sent it off to Michael Golden to do the Spider-Woman. And he said he would have it done at about 5:30 that afternoon, around 5. And so I went around 5. He had that one done. I saw how good this one looked. I said, I want you to do the X-Men and this one around here. He gave me a price. I said, I don't have that much money on me at the moment. And obviously he was in a good mood that day because he was chatting me up saying, oh, well, this is what I'm thinking. I could put Xavier right here and then have Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Cyclops. You can see he's kind of got the lines of where he's going to put the other figures. And I said, why don't we do this? Why don't you do Xavier? And then he's going to be at a con near me in September. And I said, and I can get you to do the rest of it because I'll have the money by then. And then he even talked about, well, hey, you don't even have the spot where Miss Marvel is in here. You can get Milgrom to do that. And I'm like, yeah. So he's giving me all these other suggestions of stuff to do. But I thought that was a great Xavier there. And you can see he's got the lines of where he's going to put the other characters there.
That's awesome, man.
That's
really
a
cool idea.
I remember you talking
did the
about
lettering
it. I haven't
for each
seen
of
it
the
yet, and
panels?
it's awesome.
Who did the lettering?
Yeah.
I did. I did the lettering on that.
I knew it. It's awesome.
So this one, once I finish this one, I may get him to do the back. I may save up a bunch of money and say, hey, just reimagine what you think the cover should have been. Another reimagining of the cover, and it'll just be something that somebody finds in a collection one day when I pass on, and it'll be, hey, look what I found.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Hell yeah, man.
That's
Very
awesome.
cool. I'll
Speaking
show up.
of-
Yeah.
We're not to the art auction stuff yet.
I'm going to show off like 3 quick books very
Okay.
quickly. Also, last chance if you guys want to get in on this giveaway. I'm going to pull up the wheel right after, so you have about a minute and a half to get in there.
Hey, Chimo, do you know if they have any of those left? Did they?
They had a couple. I don't know if they have any left. But you know what? You might win it tonight because you were talking in the chat.
I checked today on their
nice.
website, and they don't have any of like the variants left, but I did see that they still had a the art book was still like available to put in carts.
I think it is still available. I saw like a short in the last day or so that said that you could still pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they've sold out recently, you might
there
be
you go. Super quick. I'm going to show off one of the pieces I picked up, plus a few of the books. I'm not going to highlight it myself because I do it all the time. But here we go. That's me. I went real all out with art this time, and I topped it off with a bunch of cherries of books. And then I definitely spent way too much money, but in the best possible way, so it was okay. I showed off my Boba Fett piece from Dave Dorman when we were live on Wednesday.
I was about to say, you said you went overboard on original art. Didn't you have 5? Wasn't it 5 commissioned before you even got on campus?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went too much, but it was okay because it was fun. I'm very happy about it. It was okay, and it was like all comic money, so it was worth it. Absolutely worth it.
I can tell you're trying to justify your purchases right now.
Listen, you got to work it in your head any way you can, you know? Work it in the head any way you can, and it works for me, so it's fun. But I picked up 5 commissions. I showed off the Dave Dorman. I'll show off another one in a minute. I am going to hopefully by Thursday have a video out with the lack of footage that I shot, some cool pictures with a haul and all the other books. I'll show off a couple of the books though, because I do want to give a shout out. Let me just pull off that sticker to Popa Chili Town and Brixco Comics, because my Saturday was mostly standing in line for signatures, and they happened to walk up, and Brixco Comics had a stack of books from he bought from a dealer with this in it, and I was like, "You want to sell that right now?" And he said, "Sure," and he gave it to me that for the price he paid, basically, and it's very high grade. And I'm upset I didn't see it before him, but it worked out great because it was literally shopped to me. Didn't have to go to a booth or anything. It was literally brought to me, and it's got the Marvel value stamp and everything, so I'm very happy. And it's a book I've wanted for a while. So yeah, that was one. This was one I bought because of my OCD brain, and I already have the book, but I have it signed by Steranko, and I wanted a not signed copy. I didn't pay the $70. I got a little bit less because I bought it on Sunday, but I got a nice Cap 110. Sorry for the glare there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love this cover. Silly Hulk face and all. I love it. So yeah, now I have the signed and non-signed. Actually, it's kind of funny because the booth thought I was trying to like pull one over on them and like get a deal on it. Because I asked the guy, I was like, "Hey, would you do this?" He's like, "Nah, I can only do this." I was like, "All right, I'm good," and walked away. Thought about it. Like 20 minutes later, went back. I was just going to give him the money that he wanted, but it was another guy there, and I was like, "Well, I might as well try again." And just like, "Hey, would you take this?" Like, "No, this." I was like, all right, here's the price. And the other guy walked back in the middle of it. And I'm like, "Oh, he's going to think I'm an asshole," but that's okay. But I paid them the price they wanted, so it was fine. And then also on the last day, last day, shout out to Buzz Comics for introducing me to his buddy Randy and his son. It's no surprise I'm a big turtle fan. You know, love my turtles, especially Kevin Eastman covers. And I'm trying to get the whole IDW run of Kevin Eastman covers, and I have most of them. And this is also my OCD brain because I already have this book, but it's signed by Eastman, so I wanted it not signed. Oh, there's number 2. Wow. There you go. Surprise, guys. But this is number 1 of the IDW run, and it was a 1 in 10. It's actually a very pricey book, but he gave me a great deal, and I bundled it with number 2, Kevin Eastman. So I'm down to like, I think 7 or 8 covers in the whole run. Wow. Which is pretty great. Yeah. Nice. And then I picked up a bunch of art and a page. I'm not going to show off the page now. I'll show off the page in the video. I showed off the Boba Fett. You know what? Fuck it. Let's show off the big one. The physically big one, I should say. They were all like good big purchases, but this was like a physically big one. I think I showed it to all of you guys at some point. But Alex Maleev did an awesome, my second painting, if you will, because Dave Dorman's was also painted. This is more watercolors though, but it is an amazing Gambit.
Yes.
Sorry for that horrible glare.
Oh man.
Look at that. He even did like the cards, like the claws on it almost, like Wolverine's claws. But yeah,
crazy.
I was blown away. And he was such a nice guy too, such an awesome guy, very easy to work with. I messaged him on Instagram. He said, "Yep, I can absolutely do that for you." He's like, "Any specifics?" And I was like, "Nope, do whatever you want with it." And I thought about it. I was like, "Hey, if you can work in a card somehow, that'd be great. If not, don't worry about it." And he messaged me back like the next morning. He's like, "You know what? Just bring it with you, and we'll talk." And I was like, "Oh no, I didn't mean like a physical card. I meant like Gambit holding a card." And he goes, "Oh, good. Thank you for working that out. I'm glad we worked that out." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to try to get more out of you." But yeah, he crushes. Super nice guy. Amazing work. I do want to make a book out of all this stuff, but I feel like this one's got to go in a frame.
Yeah.
This has to go in a
Yeah,
frame.
that's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, that was some of my purchases. I got a whole other stack of books here. I have a whole bunch more art, including an original page, which I'll be showing off in the video. Very excited to. But I've kept these guys for a while. I'm going to do this awesome giveaway, and then maybe we'll talk about some art auctions and a few other shenanigans before we close it out for the night. Yeah, so I'm going to share this. If you guys have been talking in the chat, I've been showing off this amazing art book from Comics Curing Cancer. So I'm going to share my screen. I have a whole wheel of names here. Hopefully you guys can see that. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle it up a few times here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a bunch of other times. All right. Here we go.
Keep it tasty.
No way.
Hashtag rigged.
No way.
This is rigged.
No
You
way.
love to see it.
That's so funny.
You put it out into the world.
That's amazing.
This has got to be some form of like comic book money laundering, right?
Oh my god, it absolutely feels rigged. But oh man, that's so funny. Well, Matt, there you go, man. You got the book.
I'm still gonna make a donation to Comics Curing Cancer.
Oh, that's awesome. Man, that's I can't.
That's hilarious.
That's really funny.
And I'll pay you your cut later, Timo.
That's for later. That's for later. Oh man, that's so funny. Well, yeah, man. Congrats on the win.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody else chatting in there. I mean, you guys know we do giveaways all the time, especially leading up to Terrificon and at Terrificon. We're going to have just an absolute shit ton of giveaways. So keep watching. But yeah, we're talking about Heroes Con. And I know at least some of us went on Saturday night. A big thing for them is the art auction, which is great because all of the proceeds go to the Hero Initiative, which is amazing, unless it's a specific artist wants it somewhere else. I believe Izzyverse, I don't know if he's still in here. He did a piece and went to Comics Curing Cancer, and there's a few other things like that. So it's all good causes, which is great. And it gives comic and art fans on a reason to, liquor themselves up at the bar and start throwing out some numbers and bids on art that we probably can't afford. There was a few of us. Shout out to there you go, there's the number right there. There you go.
Careful with that.
Yeah. I think I had they gave you the number you wanted. Mine didn't go that high though. It only went up to 300.
Yep.
Yeah. We got the yep in there. We are at the 163.
420 and 69 were gone like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, it only went up to 300 because I asked for 317 and they're like, "Oh, it only goes to 3." I'm like, "All right, just give me whatever number's in your hand." Yeah. But it was an absolute blast of a time. It definitely didn't start on time, and that was okay. It was probably like 3.5, 4 hours we were there.
Blast of a time because of what we did.
We did. Yeah. So I mean, I'll just say it. We gambled. There was a group of us. Ryan, Noah was there. Mike, Lunch Money, who already left. Stan's X Factor Comics. Mm-hmm. Rohan, back in the game. But we decided that on every piece going up, we would place a $1 bet, and we would all guess what that piece would go for. And whoever was the closest, higher or lower, won that round. And out of the 100 auctions, we probably did at least 40 of them, give or take.
We did a good amount of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few that we had to scratch out due to late bids and stuff like that. But it was so much fun. We got a little rowdy to where we were told to tone it down a bit. But it was super fun.
We looked into the eyes of
Was it like the town elders from Footloose?
There
Like,
was a
what
woman that was, to be fair, one of us, I won't say who, Dan, was being very loud, but it was okay because it worked out just fine.
But like if like someone had cut eye that could really cut someone, it was this woman.
Yeah, she had the stare that I was like, oh, she's gonna like hurt
like
us.
She was gonna eat our souls.
Yeah. But it was a blast.
But you guys, okay, so like I left, I don't know, I was there maybe 15 minutes and it was so loud and I was simultaneously drunk and hungover. So I left because I couldn't stand it. But like, it was so loud and terrible. Like, how could you guys be getting in trouble? It was
we were right behind them.
everywhere.
We were wall to wall.
Yeah. It wasn't like we were in trouble from the people running the auction. It was just the people sitting in front of us.
We were like the front line of the noise that emanated from the back of the room. So like it was just like, but we were right in that back row, and then they were like 2 rows up. And
I was going to ask the same thing, like how on earth they differentiated between you guys and everyone else. Because like Nate, I was there for 10-15 minutes. I did like a lap of like the little wings that they had there, and I think I came up to y'all at one point and I was like, hey, if I don't leave right now, I'm gonna freak the hell out. And so I just had to I had to get out of that room, you know,
because Dan had his little bookie pad and he was like, all right, I want 400, I want 400, 500. We're all just yelling down the row, and
it was so much fun. But I think we all learned that none of us really know a damn thing about art and value.
No, it was
not at all
guessing off the top of our heads.
There was so many pieces that were all like, all right, like $100. All right, this is gonna go for like maybe 3 or like 250, and they'd be like, all right, we're gonna start this at 1,000. We'd be like, oh well, there we go.
I think I said 23K for the Scotty Young piece.
It was 15.
It went 15.
Oh yeah. We were guessing. Yeah. But then there'd be others like, oh, this is an easy $2,000 piece or 1.5, and they'd be like, oh, can anybody give us 250? Can we get 250 out of this? And we're all like, man, we don't know shit.
I was really disappointed because on Sunday, Hagen and I saw this guy go walking by carrying the Alf Cover 1 homage that I guess did not sell at the auction, and he bought it at a discount with like a pile of other stuff.
Yeah. So next day they anything
I
that
wish
they
I
only
would
do
have
100
known
pieces.
to go shop that.
There
they
was
only
the
do
table piece that I thought was so sick, and I don't know what happened with it. I thought they were doing a second auction the next day, and they held stuff back. But
they do 100 pieces that Saturday night. Then everything else, I think it's like 1, 2, and 3 o'clock on Sunday, and they just do it like at the table there. I came very close to winning a piece towards the end. I didn't, unfortunately, but it was cool. But yeah, they were going for like pennies. And I was like, this is amazing art. And it's crazy. Like even the piece I
knew that. I would have loved to have checked out
nuts.
see if that cable, because it was so good.
Next time for sure, I'm going to make sure that's part of the Sunday.
Murphinator asked a question. What was the lowest price like piece of art that went that night, or I don't know if you guys actually went to the auction on Sunday.
So Sunday they were going very cheap. Like we're talking under $100 on Sunday on a lot of pieces.
I love and hate to hear that.
Not everything. I mean, there was plenty that was a couple hundred and stuff like that. But on Sunday they were going very cheap. I think Saturday night, I mean, Scotty Young's was the most expensive. That went for $15,000.
I don't think anything sold under $100 in the auction.
I want to say that the minimum was at least like 200, give or take. But I mean, right here, he's sitting right here.
I think actually,
he bought a piece.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. On that Scotty Young piece on the video, Terry's hand jumps up. They try to start it at 2,000. Terry's hand's instantly up, and then they say, "No, hold on, we're going to start it at 3,000." I swear, I think Terry's hand beat everybody else.
He was bidding at that level, but then he was quickly out of it.
Yeah, no, that's good because he got a killer Batman and last piece towards the end of the auction.
He did, yeah.
Shout out to Sean from Hawaii, who I met. I saw him the next day, and I was like, "How many pieces you get?" You got like 4 pieces from the art auction, including that Carl Potts Spider-Man. Yeah, he was like, "Holy crap, man!"
Good for Terry, because if I put my hand up for $3,000 and nobody else bid, I would have to fake my own death. There's just no way around it.
Man, that's
I would
Scotty Young.
I would jump out a window, like no matter what floor I was on.
The thing is, you could sell that Scotty Young piece for way more than 3,000 if you got it for 3,000.
Yeah,
but I don't have the 3,000.
Okay, fair enough.
That's fair. That's
I would have to kite some checks.
It went up to like 3,300, and then immediately a guy up in the front just went straight up to 10,000. Everyone went crazy.
I thought it was going to sell easy over 20,000 because last year's piece was way more plain. It was just like Wolverine and Deadpool on white, and then this year was this like way big piece with
like
Galactus and Pac-Man and all the like the space crackle in the background. Like it was like a full painted piece. I just thought it would go for more, but
I did too. I think we all did. I mean, I don't think any of us went under. I think the lowest bid of our betting was like 17,000, and it went for 15, which was crazy. I mean, good for the guy that won it. You know, good for him because it was a great piece. But
it's either a Scotty Young piece or a used 2009 Toyota Camry. So you know,
yeah, right, yeah. I also showed it to Dave, still 35 cents. He got a killer piece towards the end.
I think he just put out his video on that while we've been live. So,
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, he.
Let's check out after we're done here.
I'm pretty sure there's about 4 different angles of him bidding on that.
I didn't send him my stuff. I was supposed to send it to him like a day or two ago, and I guess I forgot. And now he's got it out. So
I feel
I'm the worst.
I feel a little bad.
Your viewpoint is lacking now.
Yeah, I'm very happy that our friend won and it was awesome. But then looking at all the videos after, I'm like, oh man, this guy that was literally right next to us bidding against him as Dave is bidding, we're all like, yeah, come on, yeah, do it. And we're like, I felt bad for the other guy, but at the same time, I'm pumped our buddy.
The other guy had a bad night.
Oh
that
yeah,
guy was exasperated.
And Dan's literally filming both of them, like facing them, and gets his entire auction experience.
Yeah, he was not.
There were like 3 times that other guy goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
At the end, he was like.
Yeah, as literally everybody around him is like cheering.
Little does he know we're being filmed by several YouTube channels.
Yeah.
The piece that Dave got that you're talking about, is it? And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, Noah. But was it the red one?
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Yeah.
So if that's the video that came out, I'm the one that's filming the interview. So fun fact for you there.
Hell yeah, man.
I was digging at the Brutal Force booth looking for more brute force.
Murph, you know what? I can do that because I mean you got to highlight a winner when you see one, you know. And this guy just won a book. Look, at people want to see your wall, man. Want to see your wall. I mean, and your beautiful face, but your wall as well.
Yeah, no, this is all that matters up here. Up top, Wolverine 17. That was the first 9.8 I ever got on that book. Doing it myself. That's a notoriously hard to get a 9.8 on that. 9.6s all day, but finally got that. The one next to it is a Klaus Janson signed copy of that. The one beside it is a Transformers number 10, first Devastator and a 9.6. That will be a 9.8 soon. Next to that is a Spider-Man number 1 that I won in a free raffle. That was a $100 book. That's the only raffle I've ever won.
Like a free giveaway kind of thing, like this.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah.
Next to that, I am obsessed with everything 80s, Voltron, Masks, G.I. Joe, Transformers, on and on and on. So that is a Masks number 1 in the center. That is a 9.4 that has a couple of quick, easy fixes, and it should be a 9.8. Next to that is a Transformers number 1 that is a 9.6 currently. It will be a 9.8 also. There's a Green Lantern number something. My eyes suck. That was out of the Fantast collection, the group that did the Selling Superman documentary, and that was just a cool cover, great colors, great condition. It's a 7.0, but that's just
you know what, I'm gonna get you a subscribe. Murph, go sub up to him and watch all his videos.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I need to do a walk around in here anyway.
We're not doing your leg work for you, you lazy SOB.
That's right.
I will say, Matt, I was watching a good amount of your videos today, and I love your cabinets back there. That's the one I didn't quite get to yet, but yeah, those things are sweet.
If you want to learn precision cabinet magnet instructions and skills, Matt's got you.
Yeah, I'll do one last pub, Timo, and then I'll shut up. File cabinets, lateral file cabinets.
Yeah, no.
These little guys, they hold 4 short boxes in each drawer. There's nothing special. It's a magnet. They're not glued on. They're not anything. They're just stuck on. And then you can get one of the bigger, wider file cabinets I've got over here. I've got another one that holds 5 short boxes in each drawer. So great storage. You keep everything concise. It's easy to inventory, and highly recommend it. Got any questions?
I'm planning to switch over to file cabinets soon.
Yeah,
I need to get another file cabinet.
I've got one, and I need 2 more.
I would need
when
about
you go
12.
to Heroes Con and come back with 2 short boxes, I can see how that would happen pretty quickly.
Yeah. Here, the problem, Ryan, is I go everywhere and come back with 2 short boxes.
There you go.
He's like, I went to the pet store for cat food, and I came back with 2 short boxes.
2 short boxes.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. I think about everybody here has a channel with awesome stuff. Please sub up to all of these guys. It was also great because actually another shout out to Dave, still 35 cents, who put on just an amazingly awesome dinner Friday night at the Public House, if I'm not mistaken. And it was so awesome because they literally just kind of got everybody in the community together. We hung out. We had some mozzarella sticks and pasta. We took a very large blurry photo of everybody. It was great. No, it was super fun.
Hagen talks about the art auction being loud. The art auction was not loud.
We're not going to be allowed back at the Public House.
Yeah, I was going to say, did anyone notice that the Public House was very loud? Like,
yes.
Oh, it was
the
very
loudest I've ever heard.
That's one of the reasons why me and Rohan and Dan sort of stepped out and went up to Whole Foods and used getting pizza as an excuse. I think all 3 of us were just wanting to rest our ears for just a couple of minutes.
It was even crazy. I think at one point I was over by like the shuffleboard thing with Ryan and Kamikaze, and I was like, I can kind of hear what everybody's saying. But it was such a fun time, like not only just seeing people for the first time and meeting them, but then seeing other friends, and it was a great night. I mean, we were there for what, 3-4 hours just hanging out talking.
Yep.
It was a great opportunity to meet a lot of the people that I hadn't met before, or even didn't even know their channels and stuff. Because on the con floor, it's just like there's certain people you run into like 100 times, and then there's people you don't see once all weekend. Like I ran into Roscoe from Geek Out to Roscoe, or with Roscoe.
Yeah,
I ran into him like 7 times, like a day. Same with Mr. Akins. Like everywhere I went, I ran into Mr. Akins if we weren't already hanging out. But then like there's a handful of people I never saw once.
Right.
So
it's just, and honestly, Mike kind of talked about this earlier, but with just how physically large that con floor is, I mean, it's gonna happen, you know.
I actually looked it up. Does anybody want to take a guess as to the total square footage of the con floor?
All right, hold on. Who's got the pen and paper? Everybody throw down their numbers.
Where's Dan?
We're talking total square footage of just the floor.
Just the floor, just where you come down the escalators and where they had the vendors.
22,000.
22,000?
I wouldn't even know. I don't know square footage at all.
I mean,
I don't either.
It's 500 square feet, and I would think that's big. No.
The average house is what, like 600 square feet, I think.
That's that's
1,200.
1,200.
I've got 1,100 of South Carolina's finest square feet, so I'm imagining the average is higher than that.
All right, I'm gonna go with a solid. What'd you guys know? 25.
I'm going with.
I'm gonna throw out. I'm gonna go big with that. I'm gonna go 125,000 square foot.
125,000.
That's going 125.
That sounds like my Scotty Young bet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll go 77,000.
Okay,
77,000. Nate, you're not allowed to guess.
I'm not allowed to guess because I know.
Noah,
22,000.
60,000.
60,000.
And
60K.
Noah, what'd you say? 22.
22,000.
And Ryan, what did you say?
I said 50,000.
50,000.
All right.
Impressed, you are the closest at 125,000. The floor, just the floor, 230,000 square feet.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh,
This place
wow.
is huge, absolutely huge.
I have a link that I can send to you that definitively proves it.
No wonder my.
I won't lie. I opened this up and I tried to find it. I want to see if it said. I was like,
You son of a bitch.
No
Hey,
wonder
Hagen,
you feel like
Hagen, when I win things on the stream, I usually get stuff. So what do I win?
Yeah,
you win getting to work on a first Dinobots for me.
I'll send you-
that you bought for me,
Oh.
and you are volunteering to print.
Yeah, let me get it over here real quick.
Oh shit!
It is
12 copies of Shadowhawk #1.
I have most of a run of Namor that you can.
I love
have.
that Matt's now our presser. I love it.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I
this
mean-
is
So listen to Matt talk though. He's like, that's a 6-0, gonna be a 9-8.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like,
be a
there's-
9-8.
There's no question. Like
That's
it's
a
an
jump.
absolutism that I can get behind.
yeah, it's I mean, especially on anything from the 1970 to right now, it's super easy to gauge with the paper what can be fixed, what can I do, what, how long is it going to take, and that kind of stuff. It's very predictable. So, but yeah, Hagen has a Transformers #8 first Dinobot here.
It's
being
now
worked
yours
on.
though. You just won it.
Matt, if you turn my Silver Age X-Men's into 9/8s, I will herald you as the wizard that you are.
Yeah, if I do that, I'm going to be on a heck of a run for sure.
Wait, so
Ryan
what
brought
was
me
the
a
number of
handful.
that?
What's that?
Sorry?
What was the number of the square footage? 250,000?
230.
230. I mean, Ryan, you're right. It makes sense. Like why I couldn't feel my feet by the end of Sunday, by the end of fucking
My
Friday.
heel's still messed up.
What are you talking about? The end of Sunday? Like Hagen and I at noon on Sunday were like, I can't. Like
Friday
I gotta go lay
midday, I
down.
couldn't anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that's why the art auction Saturday night, I loved so much. I was like, oh my god, we get to sit.
Yeah,
this is great.
like 3 hours.
That's why
Yeah.
getting there on time early was clutch.
well worth it. Well worth
I'm
it.
one of the goofballs that had a Fitbit on my wrist, and I averaged just over 15,000 steps a day, including
kinda around
Thursday
there,
when I
too.
drove there and Sunday when I drove home.
Yeah, it's like going to Disney World. You're just walking all damn day.
Now, was the Fitbit counting you doing this as steps? Because it
No,
might have been
because-
counting that.
No, I keep it in my pants. It's in my pocket. So that way I make sure that, if you're going to a grocery store and you're pushing a cart, you don't get steps if you keep it on your hand. So I just stick it in my pocket, and that way I get all the actual movement
Oh,
from
there
my
you
leg.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it in
my
your
phone,
pants.
my phone does that too. I just get it with my phone. But yeah, I was
There you
around 15K as well.
I attach it to my ceiling fan to get a lower premium on life insurance.
Smart. Hagen, you're a thinker, man. You're a thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything
man.
to save a buck.
All right, boys. Well, I told you about 2 hours. We've been over. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for coming on here. Right here, actually, yeah, very quick question. Ryan, I know you're coming down, right? Noah, I'm pretty sure he'll have hopefully some money by then.
Matt's gonna come too.
Matt?
I'm gonna continue to work him. I'm gonna just, just get him in there.
So the
I'm
insurance
working on
company
Dan
does-
too. I'm working on Dan too.
Get him in there. I mean, I'm going to sell it for those that have not been. It is very much a Heroes Con vibe
Yeah.
to where everybody is hanging out. You don't have to go outside either. There's no heat. Everything's inside. It's
wanna
all
see the
one
sun
A
giant
little bit more
casino.
manageable. Little bit more manageable. You
Stop-
again, no heat problems because you're in the casino the whole
Mhm.
time.
And
Which
I'm-
also is awesome because there's so many places to go and things to do
Yeah.
after hours.
And I'm not gonna.
The lineup of creators is
It's
right
killer.
right there with Heroes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I will say, as much as the food was good down there, there's nothing like Mohegan Sun food. There's restaurants left and right that are just killer.
When is Terrificon?
This year it is
August 8th to 10th, I believe.
Oh hell no! I'm out of money.
Yeah, I will talk to you guys because you actually know how much things cost and how much you need to budget for like rooms and food and stuff. But if I were to be able to make it there, I think I would be able to make it there and just be, and that's it. Like, that's probably all I would have.
It's definitely not cheap to stay at Mohegan.
It's very similar to Heroes. If you book it through them when they put it on their
It's a little
website,
cheaper, but
it's affordable. But if you try to get it now, yeah, you're paying stupid money.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Hagen, I'm with you.
Find roomies. You gotta find roomies.
Yeah,
yeah. If I end up,
roommates.
I'm gonna have to be on somebody's floor, and I'm gonna have to work one heck of a magic trick to figure out how to get up there to start with.
We're all gonna crash at Noah's house.
That's funny.
If I were to go there, I would probably need to bring like my knee pads and my Jergens in order to like actually get a decent discount.
You know, if I had an actual place for people to stay, I would invite people, but I don't, unfortunately.
Let's be honest. Noah's gonna end up sleeping in my floor anyway.
On Saturday, probably.
Yeah, we already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not driving tonight.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on here. It was an absolute blast meeting some of you for the first time down there. I hope whether it's Heroes or Terrificon or another show down the road, we get to do this again because it was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to do it again with all of you. So very, very quickly, go around the horn here. Where can people find you at? We'll start with the big winner tonight, Matt.
So I am Impress Comics on Instagram and on YouTube.
Perfect. And we'll go right above me. Where can they find you?
Comic Rack, Instagram, YouTube.
There you go. Broke Boy. Again, this is backwards, guys. It's,
Broke Boy Comics on both YouTube and Instagram.
All right. Am I ready? Am I pointing to you? Am I pointing to Ryan or am I pointing to Nate?
You're pointing to
Ryan. To me.
All right, good. So for me, it's reverse. So Ryan, what about you, man?
You can catch me at the Colossus Collector on YouTube and Instagram, and keep an eye out for my Heroes Con video, which will come out eventually.
Can't wait.
Same here.
Cannot wait. And then this way.
Okay.
Nate.
Hall Yeah Comics at YouTube and Instagram. My first Heroes Con video is already out. You should go watch it and subscribe because it was a lot of fun. And Sunday morning, Hagen and I on my channel are going to have as a guest for the Sunday Comic Book Hangover show, Dan of Dan's X-Men Comics. I haven't heard of this guy, but
Dan X-Force Comics?
Is he?
I know that guy.
Dan X Factor Comics.
Yeah, I think he likes the X-Force. The X-Force.
You should get the guy. I've heard he's pretty good. He's a little hard to get, but Bloody Nose Bitch, I heard is a little hard to get.
I heard about him.
Yeah,
that he gets a lot of bloody noses, and it causes problems for people that room with him.
Throw that out there for the people watching on the rewind.
Yeah. I forgot. We didn't even mention that.
I hope he rewatches it.
That was a conversation you guys had, and it freaked me out a little.
There was a lot of new nicknames thrown around down here.
a lot for Dan specifically, actually.
Yeah. Well, he made himself such an easy target.
Yeah, so Nate, you and Hagen are gonna have like early morning Dan. If it's,
I hope he's sleepy, like docile, easy to deal with.
Docile.
Because if he's dabbing, I don't know what we're gonna do.
It's anybody's game at that point, you know. Yeah. And then right below me,
give himself a bloody nose.
Yeah, so Lettuce Comics on YouTube, lettuce.comics on Instagram, because someone with 2 followers took Lettuce Comics and I can't buy it off of them. Namor's Left Peck on Archive of Our Own. And yeah, I'm going to be on Sunday morning with Bloody Nose Bitch and Hell Yeah Comic Books. And I'm also releasing for the first time in like 5 months or something a main channel video. It's Heroes Con 2025, ballin' beyond belief because I'm a stupid idiot.
Oh yeah, man!
Yeah, check that out.
Sweet, dude. And as always, you guys can find me on here. I'm on Instagram. I don't really post anything on Instagram, but I'm there, so you can talk to me on there at Chinmo. I should hopefully have a Heroes Con video with poor footage hopefully by Thursday, if not very shortly after. We're going to be going full Terrificon tilt from here on out, which I can't wait for. I'm pumped. We announced this on Wednesday, though. Starting on Tuesday, July 1st, we have our Terrificon t-shirts. If you are interested, please just hit us up on Instagram or any other way between Facebook here, something like that, because we're gonna it's gonna mostly be pre-orders for them. But Dave killed it with the design this year, so that is our Terrificon shirt. So hit us up.
That is awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love our Turtles one, but I'm pumped to be able to wear a flannel and be able to just be like, can't wait. But yeah, that is it. And then look out. We're gonna have a bunch of Terrificon coming up. We'll have the dealer preview shows as always. We'll probably have Mitch on again, along with a bunch of other people. And that is going to do it for us. So thank you guys again for coming on. Appreciate it. And thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. And we will see you guys next time. Good night, Canada.